right of screen, the Kangaroos. McKernan in the ruck. Bell, who was terrific last week in a losing team, kicks to centre half forward. Carey took a bit of a fly at it, was looking for a free kick, nothing going. Harvey taken by King. King at about 50 metres, gets onto his right foot and kicks it long for a behind. They've had plenty of shots for goal in the last 2 weeks, that's for sure.
Well, it's a good start for the Kangaroos. The last couple of weeks they've been slow out of the blocks and they've been under the pump for the whole match. So it'll certainly be a big boost for their confidence if they can get off to a good start.
Look at this shot down the field. All Richmond's players have broken away from the centre, so they have to go wide now. Look, the Kangaroos are happy with that. They can bottle them up from here, but they all ran away from the middle. You've got to at least leave somebody down the spine short just so you can break up the opposition.
Oh, a handful of jump. It's got to be a kick to Carey. Young Brad Otten's had the biggest handful of jump you've ever seen there.
Carey from about 70 metres, a floating kick, but it could come off. McKernan's had a lot of it and he's going to be paid.
Now, Bruce, I think this is the fellow that's got to stand up for the Kangaroos to do well. Their big men have struggled for the first couple of matches this year. Spider Burton's been dropped this week, so the emphasis will really fall on Corey McKernan and also Manny Capuano. But looked like a fortune. He was playing in front of his man, found some space, and for a floating ball, that was a very good one-grab mark.
Kicked inaccurately last week. He had a lot of shots for goal, but he really should score here. This will be a good start. There's the angle. Distance, no problem. Going away at the end, but they like it, and so does the goal umpire. It's a goal. So a fast start for the Kangaroos.
He's probably fortunate that he was only 20 metres out. If he was 25, that ball was curling quite savagely, Jace.
That went the shape of a fishhook, that one, Derm. But I'm going to tell you, look.
Let's have a look at it from behind.
He was close. He does follow through, but gee, it turns over at the end, and there it goes. He really has to live up to some big raps tonight, Corey McKernan. We know what he's capable of. He just hasn't produced it as often as Kangaroo fans would like to see.
Two different structures for both team forward lines. They're huddling in the Kangaroos.
They're very physical tonight, the Kangaroos.
So they get the first goal of the match. Knights out of the centre. Can't get away from Bell. Archer's hard at it. Belts to centre half forward. Hilton, Carey's got it. Gee, this is a promising start. He's within range, Carey, and he likes these chances.
Just the great thing about Wayne Carey, as soon as he saw Glenn Archer likely to pick up the ball, he just took a quick step and put himself in front, because every forward knows when there's a quick kick out of the middle, you've got to be in front.
Again, we see the angle. He's a lot further out than McKernan. He kicks from 52. Fading, and this is close to just a behind. So Carey with a point, McKernan with a goal, and there's the interchange for Richmond.
Let's have a look from the behind the shot when it comes up again. Watch Richmond, they vacate this corridor. Now, when you do that, it means you just can't kick it up there. You can't get there. He's on the 50, the bloke right out there, but nobody in short. They're bringing somebody in on the right now. Now, that's just one-way traffic, so the Roos put their numbers out here, and it's going to turn around.
Carey belting forward. Otten's waiting for it again. A North Kangaroo free kick, it should have been, being held on to. So it'll be a ball up about 55 metres from goal. Capuano, Scholl, Lang, Rawling start on the interchange. Brady Rawling's first match this year was an emergency in the last 5 games of 99. Carey's little give was terrific to Simpson. Inside the 50, Richmond have got plenty of numbers. Belted away, Harvey's got leg speed and got a chance to Bell. He'll kick a goal. No, misses.
Gee, that was great pace by Brent Harvey. He got around his opponent, but when he gave the handball to Peter Bell, Belly didn't know whether to run straight and kick a drop punt or try and kick a banana. And in the end, he's kicked a 50-50. It was a bit of a banana, a bit of a drop punt, and he just didn't quite get his alignment right.
A couple of the Tigers holding the spot now. Well, that's better because so the Roos players there. That spreads the zone. If somebody at least stays in there, finds Campbell, he wants to turn up the middle.
And that's the spot you want to have possession too.
Turnover, but King's kick, or Harvey with courage, pushed out by Hilton, free kick. It's a big free kick to give away, isn't it? Because Harvey was gone.
It was, look, it was a good kick out from goal, but Campbell's disposal just didn't have the height on it. King saw him late and he chipped it forward, and you feel like he really should have marked that ball. I mean, he did get there in time, perhaps was just expecting some contact, but in the end, when he did fumble it, a very costly free kick. The mistake was made, really compounded by an unnecessary free kick, and it's probably cost him a goal.
I reckon Rory Hilton was thinking the old make them earn it syndrome, and he dropped it. He didn't have to.
It's all the Kangaroos in the early stages of the match. Harvey gets their second. Well, it's just the start they wanted, isn't it? They'd set themselves up, you'd think, from what we'd heard in the rooms before the game, and they're away.
Yeah, well, you know, we know that the feeling was pretty tense in the rooms before the game, and they have had a poor start. I don't think Dennis Pagan has lost the first 3 of his season before, and he's pretty determined not to lose this one as well. And I'll just say this, every time we've seen a goal kick, the ball is going right to left, so there might be a bit of breeze favouring that side.
Kangaroos with Dennis Pagan in the centre. Tony Elshaw next to him. What a record Kangaroos have under the master coach. And away again here. Shannon Grant, one of our match winners at the start of the match. Carey pushed out looking for a free kick. Gasper's got the mark. They've got the start they wanted, the Kangaroos. Been blown away a bit in the first halves in their first 2 matches.
He's got nothing to kick to.
Gets around, and look at that, you can see there's nowhere to go, and then has to deliver to centre wing. Haven't had it forward of this point yet, the Tigers, I should say, have not been over the centre.
Well done by young Quinton King there. They were away if he had to let that ball escape.
It's his birthday today, he's 22. Glenn Archer's birthday, he's 27, and young Poyer's playing his first game.
You mentioned Ryan Pagan starting on the ball. Bruce was actually running with Matthew Knight, so that's going to be a big job.
Ottens to Campbell. Richardson first look at it. With him is Martin. Simpson soaking it up. Kicks back to centre wing. McKernan, good strong mark.
He looks pumped up tonight, Corey McKernan. He's got to grab him like that.
Might have heard Triple M during the week. Kicks to centre half forward. Carey in the box seat. Oh, great mark.
He's just too big a man for Gasper.
I'll tell you what, Derm, it's going to be very interesting, though, because they're not playing him one out. They still are bunching in their forward 50. They're having 3, 4, 5 key forwards, and he's going to have to take some marks in traffic. We know he's capable of it, but even in that instance there, whilst he pushed Gasper under the ball, there should have been another Richmond player able to come over the top.
Again, the angle. He's pretty deadly from here, Carey. Rarely misses. He's split the middle. Well, there were doubts about his fitness this morning. There was all sorts of rumours going around he might not play. He started pretty well, hasn't he?
Oh, he certainly has. There's one thing you'll notice when you take a look at a mark like the one Carey's just taken. He's battling with his man. Now, one of the other Richmond defenders has to say, well, OK, my bloke's not going to mark it. If Carey's getting in a position where he might mark it, I have to leave my man and go and punch. See the Richmond player battling at the back there? That was Cameron. He should have left earlier and come over the top.
Danny Frawley, well, a lot happening out there against his team. The Twin Towers are doing the job, aren't they? Carey and McKernan. Now the Tigers with a chance. Kellaway, they're inside 50. Ironic cheers go up. Richardson chasing hard. Still Richardson. The handball okay. Tivendale's a good kick. He's a really good kick, and he kicks a goal.
Seriously good skills, this boy. Good work by Richo too to gather the ball in at ground level.
I'll tell you what, Nick Martin just having a bit of a complaint to the umpires behind play. Richardson did a great job pushing back on him, but the arm was very high. He was almost pushing his head back. You watch when the ball's coming in, you just saw the tail end of it there, but he did a great job, and his second effort was tremendous to jump on the ball and deliver a good handball.
Oh, you can't knock somebody for wanting to push Mick's head around like that. He's done enough of it. The forwards are just getting even for all the years gone by.
Oh, mate, I love it when a forward gets away with it. Don't worry about that.
They needed it, didn't they, the Tigers? Steadying the ship a bit. Good team goal coming there. And out of the centre again, Ottens. Again push forward. Tivendale's kick to half forward. Here's Mickey Martin. Out of play.
They're playing a 4-man forward line at the moment, the Tigers. 2 back in the goal square, 1 at centre half forward true, and 1 a little bit further up on the spine near the square. And we've also got a couple of blokes just running in off the edge of the square.
Holland over the top, Pagan with him, Pickett, they claim him. Little kick out by Pipe was okay. Got to Grant, along the line to Simpson. Good signs for the Kangas early. Over the top of Kellaway and Hewitt. Duncan Kellaway gets back. Cameron near the line. Pushes it over, boundary throw-in.
Well, you always know who's going to be complimented by the opposition, being Richmond when they're in opposition, because Duncan Kellaway will get them. Peter Bell's got Duncan Kellaway tonight. Just going to wear him around.
Pretty good crowds built up here. An important weekend for crowds in the AFL. Harvey outside 50. Well done, Knights. Gee, that was a good take. Terrific stuff. Kellaway's kick's terrible, isn't it? To Shannon Grant. Third kick coming up for the Norm Smith medalists from last year. Hewitt did extremely well at the back. Motlop's kick around the body. Andrew Kellaway's got it. Just need the next goal, the Tigers. It's very early in the game, isn't it? But they've made a bit of a stand here. They've got to get the next one just to even things up. Bowden to King. Can run off. He does now. Goes short to Rogers. Got him. There's a long kick, Rogers. Holland provides a lead. Will they go Pagan's paddock and go over the top? Richo's the target. Burt was the big fly. No one down. Grant's got it. Chips it away to Clayton. Campbell running hard. Brings him down. Clayton at half-back. Punches hard to centre wing. Well done, Harvey. He's just stood his ground. King went too early. Gets it across to King. Low one to full forward. Clever stuff, Calthorpe. He's been a goal kicker in the first couple of weeks. He's got another one. He's value, isn't he?
That was brilliant play by David Calthorpe. Geez, that was good use of the body. I mean, he's a solidly built fellow. He's built low to the ground. He just planted his legs. He pushed on his opponent to let the ball run by. And he was just a little bit worried. You can see when the ball bounces, he's waiting for it to sit up. And he just wasn't sure if it was going to, but he just leans on his opponent well there, holds him off with the right arm, and it just took that little bounce, sat up, screwed it around beautifully.
It's been handy, Calthorpe. Kicked 2 goals in both of the first 2 weeks, got one now.
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but if you went for the old strike rate, goals against possessions in the league, he's leading.
Well, if he gets plenty of it, he might be real dangerous. Knights kick inside 50. Free kick probably to Blakey. Gee, there's a lot of Tiger fans here tonight, isn't there? Shannon Grant all on his own. He's had a lot.
Keep running with it and draw the man, give it to Pike.
Pike made a bit of a mess of it. Archer's so strong, won't take his eye off it. That's good stuff from him. Probably not so good from Richmond. Oh, nearly the third man in line, Hewitt there. Simpson squeezes it, free kick to the Kangaroos. Calthorpe again.
He's going to make it 2 from 2 again.
It's funny, look, when he left Essendon and went to the Brisbane Lions, we all thought of him as an on-baller. All of a sudden, Dennis Pagan's turned him into a goal-kicking forward, and he's doing the role very well, but he's an unlikely type to be a goal-kicking forward, but he's certainly filling the role beautifully.
He's one of 4 players out there tonight for the Kangaroos who's played for 3 clubs now, and Dennis gets the best out of them, doesn't he?
He does real well with them, doesn't he?
He's got it.
No problem there.
I mean, you look at McCartney, Pike, Calthorpe and Clayton are the 4. They've all played their best football with the Kangaroos.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, hasn't Dennis Pagan just surprised a few people? Instead of Pagan's paddock, which everyone's used to and is predictable, he's playing a group of them. 5 set forwards at the moment, all bunched halfway between full forward and centre-half forward.
I was a bit enthusiastic about Calthorpe. His best football was with Essendon. He's got a bit to catch up, but it looks promising for him, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, it's the flying start that the Kangaroos wanted, but certainly not for the Tigers. So the hot favourites are 4 goals in front.
It's just inexcusable, that.
Not happening for the Tigers. McKernan belts to Carey. Fisted away at the back. King's handball good.
Oh, look at the chase. He's quick, Harvey, when he chases.
Hilton, poor kick. Pickett with those exquisite skills. Harvey's been in a lot early, like Shannon Grant. Works to the line. Did he keep it in? Archer, they've all found a bit of form in a week, haven't they? Mark taken by Tawney.
They're actually hurting themselves going forward by foot, Richmond. They're not finding the mark. The Campbell kick about 3 goals ago, the turnover there, and that one should have gone to Richardson, but it just missed him so wide.
Kellaway's got it. Our Coca-Cola contestant wants the siren almost to go. He picked 26 points. Andrew, you've got a long way to wait, I can tell you. There's a lot of footy to be played. Holland McCartney. Look at the big difference inside the 50. McKernan, Campbell, that was clever. Kellaway probably could have walked away then, but he got it under his boot. King. Good kick. Good kick. Oh, Hilton. Handball to Daffy. Little one wide. He's got him. Dragicevic. They've gone wide though, haven't they?
They have. I looked further upfield to Richardson then, and he just sort of gave a nondescript lead going backwards. He never really demanded the ball by leading at the ball carrier.
In the end, I thought Daffy's kick was pretty clever. He was too far out to really have a go at scoring. He just chipped it out in front. I mean, it's going to take a good kick from Dragicevic, but at least he's given him a chance.
Well, the first match of the season, he kicked 2 terrific goals in the third quarter. That one's not. He got very close to Pickett on the mark. So that's a terrible play. And Pike bangs it away to Simpson out wide. Hilton messed it up though, didn't he, a moment ago, because he was on the burst.
If he marked cleanly, he would have run inside 50 and had a shot for goal.
He was thinking goals before he took it.
Well, it's been a poor start for the Tigers here. Kangaroos 27 points in front. They've played some very purposeful football. Ottens to Knights. Knights' beautiful kick to Richardson. Wonderful skills from Knights.
That's a hit and a half, isn't it? That's just beautiful football. To put the ball out that low. And Richardson being very critical here. We've got a bit of a barney going on. That started with Clinton King and Bell at half-back, but that'll sort itself out pretty soon. But Richo had to take one loitering step just to stop and make sure that Mickey Martin wouldn't come over the top. But it was just brilliant.
Big kick. This needs to kick the goal. It's a good one. Well, Carey started well, and so's Richardson, because he gave it off to Chippendale early, now kicks the second.
And again, he's a confidence player, Matthew Richardson. This will do wonders for his confidence, because you know that Mick Martin's going to make him earn every kick. But just a well-weighted kick from Matthew Knights. It was on his preferred left foot. He led beautifully out into his vision, out and onto the open side of the ground, and that's a good finish.
Pretty easy to pick up though, Matty Richardson. He always will stand defensive side of the pack when he can turn onto his left foot, and he was standing out there by himself.
Matty Knights.
Good position.
What did I say?
Richmond.
Oh, sorry, Matty Knights I meant to say. Yeah.
2 goals to 5-3. Pagan out of the centre. Hilton at the back of King. Simpson's handball wide. Running onto it was Grant. Good play by Campbell just to get in there. Simpson's had a lot of it early. Brings it back inside. Terrific stuff, Harvey. Little handball was okay. Quick kick by Shannon Grant. Reasonably effective. Carey launched himself. McKernan swings it around and hooks it.
Had more time.
He also had Peter Bell in the square. If he knew that he was running or heard a call, he could have handballed over the top. But what about the work from Brent Harvey in heavy traffic? He's negotiated 3 or 4 opposition players, pulled the ball off the ground and given a half handball into space, which allowed the ball to be kicked forward.
Be interesting to see what he does here, Tawny. He's going to have a big congestion coming up. Look, they're pulling away now. They're pulling to the centre just so they can lead back into that spot. He can play on across the other side of the ground, but
he's got Ottens in the middle.
He has to find somebody free. Yep, that'll work.
There's the player's view again. Now Kellaway's on his own. Got him. Just got to be so accurate here, don't you?
Yeah.
It's all Port Adelaide at Colonial against Essendon get into trouble doing this stuff. Kellaway at centre half back.
He's not the bloke you want.
Oh, he's called play on.
To have it under pressure.
Oh, look at that.
Tawney got a bit of a push from Harvey. Oh, Motlop was terrific. Bowden holds him up. Back to Bowden. Inside okay to Tawney. Now Knight's caught at the back here. Wants Richardson to fly hard and high, and he does. Pickett was wonderful there. And the kick's a beauty to Harvey. And on the burst, he's got Clayton out wide. Clayton can kick a goal. Runs to 45 metres. Coming back. It's a goal. Well, rewind the tape to Duncan Kellaway's kick.
Yep.
He just looked very unconfident, just as he was trying to look at someone to hit with the kick. And in the end, the umpire called play on. He had to rush the kick. They turned it over. But the good signs for the Kangaroos are the players that they need to be firing. The Corey McKernans, the Byron Picketts, these type players are playing very well early.
6-3 to 2 goals. Dipper, how have you seen the Pagan Knights match up?
Yeah, terrific so far. And now Matthew Knight's just playing half forward, changing with Wayne Campbell. Everywhere where Knights goes, Pagan's going, doing a terrific job here at the moment.
Campbell tried to kick it out of the air. Bowden, well played.
He's done all right so far.
One
He
down.
can hook it back to the corridor.
Goes inside. Dragicevic. Half volley was terrific and kicks the goal. Good stuff.
He ran straight down the guts, Dragicevic, and he ran right down the corridor there, and that is really good vision by the big fella Joel Bowden there. Just to look, I mean, his eyes are always going to head out to the pocket which he's running. He has to look over his shoulder. Look, he's directing traffic while he goes.
It was actually a very good spot, as you said, Dern, because he was calling for a shepherd so that he could run to 50, and it looked like he might unload with a big bomb. In the end, he saw Dragicevic, and whilst it wasn't a great kick, he was good enough to pick it up on the half volley. And didn't he show some toe? He just spurted when he got it and ran into an open goal.
Well, Joel Bowden, he's at the bottom of your screen there against Shannon Motlop. If he gets a little bit more of it, you probably would see a swing there with Motlop. He's just allowed a little bit too much freedom for Bowden.
Well, at least the Tigers are matching the Kangas now, aren't they?
Yep.
Got a real game going here, even though the scoreboard. Richardson, Martin. Tigers wanted to hanging on to Archer. Dragicevic did pretty well, but Archer had it under control to Pickett. Pickett's kick was excellent. Dangerous, but excellent.
His foot skills have been good so far, haven't they?
This bloke's been good, hasn't he, Harvey? As he kicks to centre wing, a bit further. Kellaway flew, Gasper, Kellaway, Gasper's under the pump. Carey to Simpson, danger, brings it back in. King didn't take the mark. Bell goes for it.
That has gone end over end. He's nearly kicked that with his shin. He was just running so quick, picking it up off the pack that he didn't have time to steady the kick.
I reckon King dragging down the mark. He thought, it's over my head, I'll drag it down to my chest to protect it. And he's dragged it down so quickly, he's thrown it.
Hewitt took it out of the air, then gets a little kick away. Hilton, straight for the line. Boundary throw-in.
Hasn't really been thinking all that clearly so far, Rory Hilton.
Back from suspension tonight, so getting his first run this season. 30 metres from the Kangaroos' goal, right forward pocket. McKernan fancied himself. Kellaway, Andrew Kellaway, Knights was good. Should have got a free kick. Was Savage at the back, off the ground from Grant. King was okay there. Ottens off the ground by Harvey. They're fierce, the Kangas tonight, there's no doubt. Calthorpe was good. McKernan left foot, looks good. He's got two. Well, everything Calthorpe touches turns into goals, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and look, you can't sing Corey McKernan's praises enough for the start that he's given the Kangaroos tonight either. And it's not just the fact that he's kicked a couple of goals or marked a couple of balls, it's the way that he's attacking the ball. He's been very aggressive, and here he's almost playing the small man rover. He got front and square, that's where a good small man would have been. And very good skills for a big fellow on the left foot to kick it around the body.
So a couple of first quarter goals. It's a terrific start.
Looks like Rogers making a change. He's coming off, Benny Harrison coming on.
So the Tigers need to keep scoring here to keep themselves in touch.
Ooh.
Tawney kicks it wide. Richardson and Martin. Richo gives him a shove. Play on. And goes in. Pickett runs him down. Wonderful ball.
Well, it was one of those 50-50s, whether he pushed him in the back or pushed him out. The umpire waved play on. Good play by Richardson, but then the chase from Pickett, gee, the acceleration over the last 5 minutes. Just have a look, he gave him a nudge, a decent one-handed shove in the middle of the back. He does the right thing, he steadies, but he just accelerated.
Ottens kicks a goal. Ottens kicks the goal.
It's done well, the big fella. That's a pretty good sneak, that one, wasn't it?
It's developed. The last 10 minutes has been a shootout, hasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, he's got some talent, the big fella here. We'll watch it on replay now. And then he comes, it just veers off. That's a sneak.
He probably needed it though, Dermot, because he's to date he's been dominated by Corey McKernan, so that might be the sort of thing that fires him up, gets him back in the game.
No Brendan Gale tonight.
That hurts him a bit because Gale's so intelligent, getting down behind a kick behind play. Inside 50, Richmond 9 times, the Kangaroos 15.
8 possessions for Grant and also Simpson early for the Kangaroos. King's kick to 50. Hilton. Simpson and Harvey, I should say. Grant's got 6 posies. Hilton's kick. Free kick against Richardson.
That was a poor kick because Richardson had the whole ground open to him. He's gone out wide now, but he had the whole ground open to him. They should have just put it out another 20 metres in front of him.
Clayton, who's kicked a goal in the opening term. Carey behind Hewitt. Calthorpe in the right spot. Motlop tries to break through. Calthorpe tries to break through. Gee, it's fierce in there. That footy's hot. Campbell, good hip and shoulder. Bowden was clever. Got it to Burke. Got it to Harrison. Good stuff. Richo's on the end of it. Can go over the top to Ottens. Little one. Got him. Has to almost have a shot now.
Now, I don't know if he's going to get the journey here, Bruce, but he certainly is an accurate kick.
What about the short pass from Matthew Richardson? That was a la Phil Cracker or Jimmy Cracker with the style. The two-handed put onto the boot.
Yeah, I don't reckon he had time to think about it. It worked for him.
Goal square vacant. There's a swirling win. He's a good chance, I reckon, Dermot. I've seen him kick him from here. There's a real chance.
I reckon of any place on the ground at the MCG, this flank seems to carry the furthest.
Gee, you're giving $50 each way, Derm. Here's Ottens from 50.
Beautiful strike.
It's going. He might have just snuck through a point. It was a long kick.
Capuano now on the ground, boys. Probably playing the ruck, and we've got Hewitt off.
4-1-7-3. Thanks, Dipper.
You're right there, I covered all options, didn't I?
Covered all bases.
But he did, he just poked at that in the end and it got the journey.
There is a swirly win in here, boys. They've got to be careful the way they kick the ball tonight.
Well, Pickett's had no problems at all, has he? Harrison, big fly.
They're getting better as the game wears on here, the Tigers.
Well, remember they gave the Bombers a big start and made a bit of a run at the midway through.
Kicked out 8 out about 11, I think.
Campbell at about 70 metres. Plenty of time for at least a couple of goals either way in this quarter. Holland, who we haven't really seen. Doesn't want to waste this, Campbell, does he?
No.
Got to use it. He's got Harrison, same distance out, better angle. Opens up options. Goes short. Ottens, well, it was only ever going to be a 50-50 chance. And McCartney bangs it away. Harrison good, just come on the ground. He's getting plenty of it. Pops it up to centre half forward. Richardson didn't take it. Bowden. Knights couldn't get it. Well played by Shannon Grant. Got it across to Simpson. The race is on. Hip and shoulder was strong from Kellaway. Protecting his brother. Duncan back to Andrew. Little one by Andrew. Not bad. Dragicevic has got a chance. He's 80 metres from goal. Sits, waits, in trouble.
Don't take him on.
He's gone.
Don't take him on like that.
And the reason he had to do is because he looked up and there was nothing leading towards him in the forward line.
Daffy quiet early for the Tigers. Just one touch. Almost a quarter time.
A great job on Nick Daffy.
Simpson belts it in. Big fly at the back, Gasper. Good take from Burke. To Knights on his wrong side. Floating. Richo tries to get rid of Mickey. Richo, handball over the top. He's got it. Here's a goal. Ottens has got his second. The Tigers are going to right. This is a footy match early now.
He's really fought his way back into this, Brad Ottens, because he was towed up early and he's kicked a couple of goals just to almost even the ledger with Corey McKernan. But how good's Matthew Richardson been up forward? I mean, he's already had it half a dozen times. He's taken 3 marks, kicked the goal, and now he's given 2 off. Now, this was a pretty good duel between Martin and Richardson. Look at Mickey hanging onto the leg. And I think it was all right until he slid down to the ankles, and in the end it would have been a free kick. It was waved play on because it went to Ottens and he kicked the easiest of goals.
I tell you what, they say that ruckmen support their little blokes. Ottens is getting supported by the little guys who are winning it around the ground, and that allows him to run forward down the centre, and he's a usable option going forward as long as some of the Richmond small men win it at ground level.
King and then Grant, and they had it taken off them. Hilton. Oh, Richardson's playing some sort of a quarter here. Hey, Dipper, really quickly, what's happened to the phone?
Yeah, once again, the second week in a row, the North Melbourne Kangaroos bench can't hear Dennis Pagan, and you can see on screen now the MCC people are trying to organise a new phone for him.
Well, what a monster kick this is. He's played the most inspiring opening term against great opposition. He's given a couple of goals away, he's kicked one, and this would give the Tigers an enormous lift. I mean, they were 4 goals behind the reigning premiers early in this match.
He looks bigger again. I reckon this month off or so, I reckon he's been in the gym. He just looks a bit heavier again.
45 metres out.
Yeah, that's home.
What a quarter.
I'll tell you what I have noticed about Matthew Richardson tonight. In his one-on-one battles with Mick Martin, when he's working him, he's using his left arm that he's been pushing off with most of the time. You'll see it here. He's working his pressure on Mick Martin very high on the body. See how he's working it up very high, not down low?
Yep.
And that way he can't lean in with his upper body to get the arm in to spoil the ball. He's really giving himself that little bit of extra leeway to let the ball come to him.
Like a boxer with a longer reach, you're talking.
But
it's just a fend off.
It also requires great strength to push someone up there, high on the body to keep them back down. You mentioned he does look big. He is strong.
Archer has done the job before, and he's got the job now.
Good luck, Art.
They've kicked 5 goals in 13 minutes, the Tigers.
He's on fire. He wants to run everywhere, Richie. He's going to wait for him here, Knights.
Good kick from Knights.
Beautiful kick.
Wonderful kick to Holland.
He had the 2 lined up there. 5 metres behind was Richo again.
The other big thing that's happened late in this quarter is the Richmond crowd have got involved, and they outnumber the Kangaroos about 5-1 tonight.
I tell you what, there was a lot of movement around there with Matthew Richardson ducking back towards goals, but Jason McCartney got completely lost on Ben Holland's lead. He had 5 to 10 metres on him, and in the end, Nice just chipped it out in front, and he was always going to mark it over the top of Pickett.
Don't go away from the fact either that the centre bounce takeaways have gone Richmond's way in the last few minutes.
Holland, could this be 6 goals in 14 minutes? He's missed.
Gee, that would have been valuable.
And all this happening without the phone available for Dennis Pagan. He's got it to his ear, but he can't get the message down at the moment. Won't have it until quarter time. There's the MCC official. So there's a real problem here for the Kangaroos. You'd be seething, wouldn't you? I mean, problems last week. He admitted, Dennis, that it didn't cost them the match or anything, but at this point in the game, you would be seething.
Let's have a look at what he's looking at. Yep, see, there we go. That's a good kick. He's got players up the middle there. Some run away and the zone spread. So from here, they're very damaging when you come forward. If you go wide on your first kick, you're not as damaging.
Cowthorpe in front from Pagan. Working hard towards the line. Played it well. And so did Grant. Back to Cowthorpe. He's good in confined spaces, Cowthorpe. Kellaway had to go at it hard. He did. He takes Carey on. High tackle, free kick. Back to Kellaway.
He's got to change direction here, but oh look, you wouldn't want Duncan Kellaway spotting somebody or having to spot somebody perfectly going inboard. He's just got to kick down the line now. That's what he's looking at.
It's his 8th kick this quarter, Duncan Kellaway.
Harrison's been good since coming on. Knights was held on to, no free kick. Daffy's been quiet, cut off by Archer. Again, a tough ball to win. In there, Mickey Martin. Oh, gee.
He's given the forearm jolt there, Mick.
Mickey.
Oh, we love him, don't we?
Just making the point that he was trying to get the ball out of his grasp.
You see the ball was in his hand, he couldn't get rid of it.
I agree.
You've got to say that since Harrison's come on, that coincides with the time the Tigers have got better.
Pike almost had enough. It was probably a bit stiff. Kick from Pagan. Well, what an interesting opening term. It had a fair bit of everything. It had Carey and McKernan. Then it had Mickey getting taken on by Richard.
Have a look at it.
Boom.
And you tell you what, Mick's turned the head away quick in case one was coming back.
I think he was just trying to get the ball.
Yeah, sure.
Dipper, what's going on with the phone? Sweet.
Jason McCartney's gone down now onto Matthew Richardson. That'll be an interesting battle.
Playing from the goal square.
Kangaroos by 7 points at quarter time in a high-scoring match. They did lead by 4.5 goals. Well into the first term. King, his centre breaks have been good for the Tigers late. Hilton was fending off there, pushing forward. Chance Knights, I thought, was terrific in the second half of the opening term. Doesn't waste too many footies and kicks it to Daffy, who can kick a goal.
Well, he's been particularly well held by Martin Pike up to date, but he just ducked out of the contest there. He let him in. Pike got caught watching the ball, and all of a sudden when he saw Knights gather the ball, he just sprinted forward into a bit of space, and Matthew Knight's chipped it to him beautifully.
I think they've swung a bit of a change here. It looks like Knights has been picked up by somebody, by Pike now. So they've swung a bit of a change here, the Roos.
49 metres out. They like it. It's a good kick. He's got it. Terrific start to the second term.
The thing you like about Knights is he's not scared to hold on to the ball. And every time somebody holds onto the ball in congestion like that, you can nail them. And he knows he's not a big, strong fella. He's relatively lightly built compared to the average league player, but he's not scared to hang on to it and take that risk on himself and spot somebody up. Creates a goal. Well done.
Well, it was obviously dangerous in the first quarter because Pike has gone to him now, Doom, and you just wonder if that's going to free up Daffy.
If they got his skills into it, that'd be a big inclusion into the mix, wouldn't it?
So there's the walkie-talkie going around. We saw that last week. Tony Elshaw seemed to brush off the situation with the phone, but they're certainly working on it down there, and it is in the Kangaroos area. 7-2, 7-3. They've kicked the last 4 goals, Richmond.
This bloke's been good.
Sweeping hand.
Not with that one, he's not.
Cowthorpe, clever, because a little handball, and then he held up the opposition, and then David King brings it back to Grant. Carey gets rid of his man. It's a free kick to Gasper.
Just got caught behind on that occasion, Wayne Carey. Gasper did very well to hold front position, and now it's 50 for a poor return of the ball. I think that was Craig Scholl that didn't deliver it back properly.
I reckon he's a bit stiff there. I reckon Gassie's just got a bit of a trip on that. He tried to hold himself up there, the duck.
Most importantly, he had front position, Doom. That was the crucial part there.
There we go. This could go anywhere. That's not a bad kick. That's a good spotter.
Ben Holland.
That's a great shot down the line, isn't it? Seeing what's ahead of them.
Rogers provides a lead. Now, asking Knights to get out of it, which is interesting.
He ran round the back of him. You're entitled to do that.
His teammate.
Campbell's down deep in the forward line. Going to go short to King. He'll swing onto the right foot. That's a good kick. Oh,
Tivendale. Yep, it bounced out. Pickett. Still Pickett. Oh, taken by Bowden. Up and under kick to about 35 metres. Kangas with numbers. Daffy, good kick to the front of the square. Just didn't have enough on. Ryan Pagan got back in front of Campbell.
So you just felt danger everywhere for the Roos then when Daffy had it. You think he was going to spot it up or kick it.
Blakey belts it to almost centre wing. Martin up the ground a bit. Grant clever to King. To Scholl having a run. He sat on the interchange in the opening term. Kicks almost a half forward. McKernan launches. Carey weighted down for him. McKernan about. Tackle by Burke. Carey waits. Measures it. Clayton. They really should have pinged him properly. They had their chance. Good kick to the front. Mark taken by Cowthorpe, who's becoming very important.
He's just playing like a natural forward, David Cowthorpe. That was, look, his use of the body is great. I mean, he is very, very strong. I mean, he's not overly tall, but he holds his position very, very well, and he's causing all sorts of problems down back there.
I'm just going to reiterate this again. His strike rate's unbelievable. He's probably had 10 possessions this year, and he's probably got about 8 goals.
Shouldn't miss. And he has kicked 3. Leon Cameron having real problems with him, isn't he?
And it's a very uncomfortable role for Leon Cameron, being down, basically playing fullback. He's playing like a small full forward, staying very close to home, and that's taking Leon Cameron out of the game and putting him in a position he's very uncomfortable with. Almost to holding the ball. He bounced it just before he was grabbed, and then it came to Carey, the handball in. Clayton, good work to free up a bit of space and hook the ball back to the hot spot.
So Cameron having all sorts of problems with Cowthorpe.
Got to get his skills into it as well. He's been dragged deep into defence and he's having no effect on the game from the back up. They got him at the club to set the ball up coming out of the back line. He's doing neither at the moment.
Ottens was sharked very well by Simpson and had a big opening turn. Carey the target. Burke comes across the front of the pack. Scholl, who plays off Carey so well. King, well played, and then drills it home. It's a good reply, isn't it?
Just the classic front and centre, isn't it? I mean, the big fist coming over the top, and the Kangaroos have got blokes just waiting down, straight down the line there. All he has to do is avoid a little bit of oncoming traffic. Stephen Scholl there. Clayton ran to the front. Harvey's at the front. King's at the front. Any one of four could have got that. That's just training drill stuff.
It comes back to predictability.
Yep.
You know that all the loose men go front and square to the ball. When it comes to ground, that's where you look for them.
Well, there's Wayne Jackson, who's would be pretty pleased, I reckon, the chief executive of the AFL, with his wife tonight, would be pretty pleased with the turnout. First time we've had a match on a Friday night without a match before it this year. Grant's kicked to half forward. Carey, well done Gasper, well played Burke, and very well played.
Well, they got men everywhere here.
To Hilton. Hilton goes to full forward, one out. McCartney and Richardson. Richo's got it.
Their big, don't argue, left palm into the middle of the chest of McCartney, about 3 steps away from the intended drop zone of the ball. Tippendale comes off.
And I'll tell you what, it's a very difficult one for Jason McCartney. He doesn't have the pace to match him, so he's going to try and play a few yards in front of him. But then you get caught watching the ball, turning around to see where your opponent is, and that's what happened on that occasion.
He's led to the fat side of the ground too, hasn't he?
Kicks from 45 metres. He's kicked really well tonight, Richo. He's kicked 3. Well, Poyas has come on, but it's been very, very consistent shootouts when the Kangaroos play.
That's it. That's great work here. And it's not a bad spot from Rory Hilton. Watch the left hand here. Bang.
Again, very high, Dermot.
Yep. Well, he's a big man. He's about 6'5".
Yeah. But it just, I mean, it means you can't bend at the waist to get closer to the ball.
What a day for this young fella, Ezra Poyas. He turned 19 today and he's playing his first game of AFL footy.
And Archer straight back onto Richardson.
8-2-9-3. Harvey was good, just held it up and then kicked to half forward. King front spot.
Too easy. Tawny let him mark that too easy.
Great lead from Carey.
Got wide. Interesting there because Shannon Grant ran across in front of Gasper and just held him up.
It was a great lead by Wayne Carey. There were 4 of them bunched, again, halfway between full forward, centre, half forward. He was the furthest back. He went one way, dummied back, came to the fat side. It was a good kick from King.
Kicks just outside 50. It's a great goal.
It's a big hit.
Gee, was that touched? That looked a goal.
Oh, I thought it was a point all the way, Bruce. What are you talking about? I thought it was too. Now the Tigers are starting to get places. If Daffy can get it up the middle. Now look, this opens them up. They haven't just all run to one flank. It's gone short to Daffy. He spots it up in turn again to Cameron. Yep. Now this bloke he just needs to play on somewhere, get into the mood.
Richardson a long way from goal. Free kick going to Richardson.
And this is where it can hurt Arch. If he just kicks it straight over Archer's head and sprints down to the next contest, he can really run Archer into the ground. Holland's leading up the middle here.
Short little kick, okay. Daffy getting involved in the second quarter. Important because Pike had him under restraint early. Daffy just pops it up to centre half forward.
That is a great kick. I reckon it's some people talk about spearing the ball low and hard, but when you have to land the ball with touch, kick over an opponent's head, 2 or 3 of them, and inside another opponent and land it right into the belly button of your teammate charging at you, that is, to go with Dennis Cometti, it has to be centimetre perfect. It is the hardest kick in the book, and he has just nailed that one.
And that will be a set play for the Tigers. I mean, Brad Otten's just lurked forward, and when they see a ruckman leading towards them with his agility, what they'll do is, it doesn't matter if there's a man in front, they'll just chip it so that he can jump over the top of him.
Holland led up the middle too, which took traffic with him and created a bit of a space. I thought it was the wrong lead for Holland, but obviously pre-planned.
Gee, he's a good kick, isn't he?
He's a great kick, this kid. For a ruckman, there's not many ruckmen of very reliable kicks.
We've got 6 goals out of Ottens and Richardson so far in this match.
It's a good return, isn't it?
Oh.
The thing is, once they start winning it around the ground, the Tigers, it allows Ottens to run forward. Now, he's always going to do that better than be a negative force upon McKernan going the other way. He has to rely on the assistance of his small players around through the middle of the ground.
Kicked 6 of the last 8 goals, Richmond, so they have really been on top since about the 20-minute mark of the opening term, but still the Kangaroos lead. They've had it all night. Simpson out of the centre, wide. King's been very good in this term forward. pushing down. Carey a long way from home. He too's had a fair bit of it. Still thought he kicked a goal a moment ago. Inside 50, Grant went early. The King push him out. Kellaway, high tackle. He might be lucky. He's gone, holding the ball. He needed the first call to be quick from the umpire, or else he was gone. He either pinged him for a high, or else he was gone.
I'll tell you what, I thought he did the job very well, because the Richmond player came up and ducked the head. And I think he just let him come into him. He ducks the head, then he drops with him. And he's got him by the jumper. He didn't grab him by the upper body at all. He just grabbed him by the jumper on the back and let his own momentum take him down. That's a very clever tackle.
It's a beautiful kick, Motlop. And he's got it. It is a fair dinkum shootout, isn't it?
It's just a gentleman arm wrestle at the moment. Both clubs trying to get a little bit of a break on the other, but every time someone comes up with a couple of goals, the other team answers very quickly. The big fly from Grant just ran underneath it, but this is a very good tackle. He's got him by the jumper and he just drags him to the ground.
I dare say the goals have gone, this quarter at least anyway, with whoever's got centre bounce clearance.
(10-4 to 9-2). Have a look at that. In the first half so far this year, Kangaroo opponents have kicked 30 goals, 6. Well, the Tigers are doing pretty well in that department too. They're 9 goals, 2. But the Kangaroos tonight are far more accurate than they've been so far in the first 2 weeks.
Leon Cameron's come up the ground now, following his opponent, so that'll suit the Tigers a bit more.
Hilton got it from him and gave it to Daffy. He's having a big second quarter. It's goal for goal, basically, just in the last 6-7 minutes.
Poor kick from Daffy.
McCartney. It's hard if you're going to kick like that to a short player, flat-footed, isn't it? Not going to come off. Centre wing, good stretch, Cameron. He'll be pleased to be away from full-back.
Suits him a lot more being up around where the ground's a bit fatter and wider, doesn't it? A little bit more space around him.
Richo's the target. Well, front spot, Kellaway. Given a choice, Duncan Kellaway or Richo from here. Kellaway's kick. Dragicevic has got it. Yes!
Well done by Richo too. He faked out that he was going to go for that mark that was taken at half forward, but just clutched it into the midst there, Dragicevic, didn't he?
And I tell you what, while all that was going on, Poyers just took Pickett out of the game beautifully. You might see a collision down the front there. There it was. He just allowed him to run into him.
Oh, it's Tawney.
And was it Tawney?
Yeah.
And he gave him the space beautifully.
Well, this young man is also a good kick for goal. He kicked one into the man on the mark earlier tonight, but he is a pretty accurate kick. And he's kicked another one. Well, this great shooting from both teams tonight, but as Tony Elshaw said, you know, someone's at least kicked a point against us, but they're 10-2, the Tigers, not too many.
You've got to read something into that, don't you? That the teams bringing it into the North Melbourne back line,
Getting it in good positions.
they're getting it down the middle. Yep. There has to be something in that.
Terrific game. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Big crowd are roaring here, particularly when the Tigers score. They've got a lot of people in this ground. Looked a high tackle, and it will be. The umpire who was not in position has called it.
That's a good call there, Bruce, because the closest umpire who was blindsided by it, but he was about 5-7 metres away. The other one called from 40.
Andrew Kellaway was good.
McKernan.
Yeah, McKernan was excellent as well. Kellaway's got Knights. Knights
Look
has
out.
got it.
Oh.
No, not paid. Good umpiring, I reckon. Pike inside the defensive 50. Carey's in the box seat. Well played, Gasper. Got a finger on it. Calthorpe's been excellent. Motlop banging it forward. Good kick. Gives Clayton a chance. Clayton nearly a free kick. In the pocket. In the pocket. Runs in. And he's happy. He's got his second. Nobody can miss.
Costly cough up at the other end, I know. I reckon I would have put it down a lot quicker than Knightsy did with Byron Pickett coming the other way, but it was a costly cough up in the end.
I'll tell you what, Shane Clayton played that very well. He kept his balance after the contact, and even when he gathered the ball, the Richmond defender was just jockeying because he knew he could have handballed it over the top. It might have been Bell that he had running inside. But he's looking to give it. The Richmond player was just jockeying. Just finished it off very, very well, Shane Clayton, under pressure there.
11-4 to 10-2. It's been dead-eye dicks at both ends of the ground. The tackle on Campbell was good. Harvey Capuano on the ground. Wobbly old kick to centre half forward. Bell, who we haven't seen a lot of. Pagan held up. Tigers are quick now to get the tackle in just as the Kangaroos were early. Grant's a good kick for goal as well. It's another one. They're just raining goals at both ends.
Good pressure from both teams. But the Kangaroos stood up through it the best. Just held the ball in the zone, and then when Pike was able to find himself into the mix, he just gave a little sidestep, a little mongrel kick that came out as well. But you see here, the first on there, they gather in the crumbs here. Pikey went one way, then the other, smother, but fortunate. But it counts as much as a real strength one.
Well, it seems the Kangaroos are happy to have goals kicked against them as long as they kick more. The old Brazilian soccer method, you know, doesn't matter how many against, as long as we kick more and more. It's been a fascinating opening half. Bell, Callaway did well. Kangaroos in the right spot. King, the tackle looked a bit low late. Harvey's been good. Clayton's been very good and getting confident.
Oh, he had McKernan short.
Daffy running back. Daffy running back. They rip it off him high. Motlop. Big couple of minutes this. The Knights drop mark down the other end. The Daffy there. 3 goals kicked in 3 minutes.
He'll be disappointed with that, Nick Daffy. I mean, he's really fought his way back into the game this quarter. He's had it 5 or 6 times, but he just fumbled at a crucial time. I mean, Brent Harvey, who's also getting a lot of the ball. Now, Shane Clayton, he had Corey McKernan down the bottom there, clear. If he could have chipped it over, he decided to try and step him and kick long. But Daffy really had it. He had it twice. In the end, he got held up. The ball got wrenched out of his hands, and Motlop did very well.
Half a high tackle on him, wasn't it? But he would have been fortunate to get
They're really letting it go if you duck your head.
13-4, 10-2. So now Richmond need one back because it's out to 3 and a bit goals.
Oh, great takedown.
Hilton. Knights.
Great result for the Kangaroos. They were outnumbered 3-1 and 3-on-2 in the end when Calthorpe got there. But Pike did very well just to get it over the boundary and hold it up.
Poyas, Broderick, Tivendale, Sampson.
Butlers has pushed forward to this contest. Harrison goes.
Sampson gets his first run. Burke comes off. Hilton's got better. Campbell to Sampson. He's just come onto the ground. Kicks the ball inside 50. Richardson underneath. Big fly from the side. McCartney, well played.
No crummers.
Blakey at half back. Punching hard to Capuano. Harrison at the back. Run over by Cameron.
That ball that came into the Richmond forward line there, Dragicevic, he's the only crummer they've got in the forward line, and he actually, I could see him, I was watching him at the back, and it was almost like he said, I'm going to sneak away here and get the easy one over the top. He has to be underneath the hands of the men who are contesting the ball in the air.
Cameron over the top. Clayton was really good in close. Knights stiff because the back turn went straight into his own man. Calthorpe clever. Pagan's handball. King just rode it and did well, and then bursts forward, gets it inside 50. Motlop's taken a beauty. Free kick against the Kangas. Against McKernan for hanging on.
Well, a very good decision that.
Good camera work to pick that one up. Well done, guys.
Knights, centre wing. Looking for space, has to give up a lot, he's in trouble. Pickett's got him. Knights tries to get it through, gets it half out. Pickett, Campbell, he's got some time. Yeah, well done. Did a dummy on Calthorpe.
Yeah, great kick.
Richo's got it. Well, kick from nearly 60, it might be beyond him.
I'll tell you what, we've seen a few big ones kicked at the G this year so far, but it'll be as good as any of them.
Holland making it to the square.
And he's hooked it. And it's out on the full.
This is where the Tigers, we're going to look at this one here. The Tigers have to man up. A single player apiece, force them just to kick down the line, and that's what they do to the pack.
Nobody going. Blakey. Kangaroos did well because Tigers had plenty around the ball, no one went.
I'll tell you what, we spoke earlier about Duncan Kellaway getting a bit of the ball. Not only has he had it 10 times, he's murdering Peter Bell, who's only had the 3 kicks.
And got them early too.
Remember a couple of years ago, Kellaway played on Carey here and stitched him up.
Yep.
So you can play on anyone, any size or shape.
Simpson brought to ground. Daffy uses Hilton. Hilton brings it back inside 50. Ottens is going to be the fly. Brings it to the ground. Tawney snap is good. Another one. Well, they don't miss, do they, against the Kangaroos?
It's got a homing device in it, this ball. Richardson copped one. I reckon that could have been Ottens when he came over the top. I actually thought Ottens was stiff not to get a free here.
Yeah, I think
he got helped into that, didn't he?
of his jumper, didn't he?
Let's have a look.
You see the high kick come in, and just keep your eyes on Otten, who'll be the last man to come in, and his opponent, Jason McCartney, who might just have a handful of jumper and give him a bit of a nudge as he comes over the top. Oh, nasty.
Oh, yeah, that
right in the
hurts.
kidneys.
Rory Hilton, the kick coming in, made a few, I suppose, blunders early days.
Has got plenty of it, though.
Yeah,
12
he's been
possessions.
picking it up.
Ottens gets over Capuano. Harvey.
He's been jumping over him the last 3 or 4 bounce downs.
Good kick, Cameron, around the body. Speak of Hilton, he's going to get an 11th kick. He gave away a free kick early and then missed one, didn't he? And Dragicevic, probably not a great handball option. Has to go wide now. Daffy. Dragicevic has made a couple of blues here. Daffy, they're in trouble.
Oh, you're in real strife.
Skill errors from the kid put them under the pump, didn't they?
Yeah, clean handball to Daffy first up, and he'll have a shot from just inside 50.
11-2 to 13-4. That means that the Kangaroos have had 41 goals, 8 kicked against them in the first half of matches this year. That is an unbelievable stat in terms of accuracy and number of goals.
Well, we said it was good conditions tonight. I mean, we've seen 24 goals, 6 kicked. That is a great ratio of goals to points.
You're not meant to win if they're kicking 41-8.
Comes down to King. Floating, Richardson in the goal square, Archer with him, front spot, comes to Sampson, got a high one, play on.
Oh, fair effort.
Unbelievable, another one. Make that 42 goals up.
They've just got to feel hard done by the Kangaroos. I mean, that has come from nothing. I think it was touch and go whether there was going to be a high tackle there. He was just sitting on the boundary line. You have a look when the ball comes down, the punch from the pack. Almost a high tackle. Ducks underneath it, just throws it on the left. How does that go through?
And the boy who took it off the hands of the pack first, Clinton King, comes off the ground, and Paul Broderick comes off for his first run into the middle of the ground. There's Sampson there. Broderick just on the left-hand side of screen, just in front of Ottens. Now, Ottens has jumped over his opponent the last 4 bounce downs. And again.
Well picked, Broderick. Daffy couldn't quite. Gasper pushing out. Daffy again. Hilton, who's growing in confidence. Broderick, Dragicevic and Pickett. Pickett played well. Oh, good hip and shoulder from Broderick. That's good stuff. Sampson outside 50, banging it back. Richo, no, couldn't even get a run at it. Built it away at the back. Mickey doing the roving almost. Blakey just banging down the line. King taken out of it will get a free kick. 74 to 82, Campbell unhappy. King short to Blakey running on, that's what's in front of him now.
Oh, you're hot, you're hot.
Just got away. Kick not really impeded either. Bowden needs a cool head and he's got it. Good kick to Tawney, it's on here. Richardson will go now. Now he wants it in the goal square.
Daffy all
It's a
on
good
his own.
kick. They've got 2. It needs to go over the back. Richo's handball. And Campbell strolls in and kicks another one. Terrific stuff. What a game of footy.
Oh, have the Tigers jumped up. The strike side's a lot better than I thought they were.
Yeah, they opened up a 20-point lead a few moments ago, and that just kicked 3 quick goals.
Hilton off, Tivendale back on.
Jim Richardson's playing some sort of match, isn't he?
He's fantastic. And his hands are good. I mean, that was a one-grab clunk, and he had to get rid of somebody first.
This is the best I've ever seen Matthew Richardson at bringing his teammates into the game.
Watch Ottens again. It's starting
to
to
one handball this quarter after being so good early, McKernan. Daffy, high. Advantage given. Pagan kicks to half forward. Well done, McKernan, that time. Very well played by Tawney.
Here we go again.
They are everywhere out there.
Rogers leaves it for Knights. He's had a couple of hiccups in this quarter, Matty Knights. Kicks down the line. Now Tivendale's a beautiful kick. He's got Daffy. He's in trouble. He took one step too many. And it's a poor effort, really, Blakey, to pick it. It's like a basketball match, isn't it, at the moment? One side gets it and they kick a goal. McKernan, first kick this quarter.
Go for the safety, man.
That's a poor kick.
Yep.
Might be a goal, though, if someone can run on. Kellaway runs back and concedes.
I'll tell you what, McKernan called for it out on the side that you saw McKernan go on his left foot, but in trying to kick it left foot to get it out to where Carey was, he just kicked it really off the instep and it floated back to the wrong side of the contest for him.
That's what we're having a look at from the kick in. Yeah, well done. That's a good spot to be. You've got plenty of options from there. He's got the running Broderick, who's fresh legs.
It's a left-footed Broderick. Neat kick. Want to sit on it now, Kellaway. Don't go off just for the moment. He's got Tivendale in the centre.
Oh, they're ready to explode, the Tigers here.
Oh,
As long as they don't give it up.
they have given up, and King can really make them pay, and he has.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame.
I reckon the umpire's been really good tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a half a mark not paid to Rogers, and they've been very consistent all night.
See the players side on everywhere, and he chose the bloke who could always be under some real pressure. But look, still at the top of the screen there. He had so many Richmond players side on to him there, Kellaway. He could have gone either way, and he tried to buy a little bit of meterage straight up the ground. He had runners everywhere if he had gone sideways.
Tell you what, Bruce, you mentioned Broderick as a left footer. They've got about 7 left footers in this side, the Tigers. They're very often switching back in the middle of the ground to get onto their left foot.
Critical 3 minutes here, isn't it? A couple of goals either way. I know we say it a lot. Free kick against Daffy. If the Kangaroos can kick a couple here, they can breathe easy.
50.
Oh, 50.
Well, they've been dumb here, the Tigers. Really dumb footy.
Look, as we said, he has been great this quarter. I think he's had 9 touches this quarter, Daffy, but he has made 2 crucial errors, and both of them could cost goals. The first one did. We'll see what comes of this one.
He's not the longest kick, Simpson.
Oh, he's got a free man on Simpson. Missed Shannon Grant.
Kicks to the front of the square. McKernan front spot. Tivendale. They might get away with it.
Too high.
Free kick going to the Tigers.
Now this is where the Tigers have got to start getting better at changing direction. They've had blokes run out this side. Out of screen on the left already is Bowden. He should have held up and run there with pace when the kicker, Tivendale's, ready to go. Because now they're just forced to kick straight down the line.
Mickey uses his body against Ottens. Well done, Broderick, to make the contest.
Oh, Mickey!
A bounce. And then belts it in hard and high. Wanting Carey. Capuano flew. Ball comes to ground. Gasper's got Carey. Little give was okay. Harvey's kick is not going to score. Kellaway keeps his eyes on it. Ball comes to ground. Motlop to Harvey. Freak goal. A freak goal. I can't remember a half quite like this. I probably have seen something similar, but it's been an amazing half of football in terms of converting from nowhere.
It wasn't Mick Martin brilliant out on the half-forward flank? A bit of a step, a bounce, a kick. Now, Carey battles very, very hard here. He just takes it on himself to get the ball out. Harvey, that was probably his best chance to kick the goal. He skied it. Bit of a contest forms. Harvey's done well to follow up. Good work by Motlop. And off no steps, a standing banana kick. Threads the needle.
Can you believe the scoreline? We've got 28 goals, 7 behinds.
It's ridiculous.
Well, this is a good few minutes, though, for the Kangaroos, I feel, because there's a good chance Richmond were going to lead at half-time, and now they're a couple of goals down. Good kick to Richardson from Daffy. He has been outstanding, Richardson.
And every time the Kangaroos kick 2 or 3 on the trot and open up a break, the Tigers bounce back immediately. Very important kick from Richardson to do it again.
Third game I've seen Arch play this year. He's allowing his opponent to lead him to the ball a lot more often than he has in the past.
Well, this will be a monster kick.
He's got to be brave and aim at the near goalpost here.
That's a ripper.
He likes it. I'm not sure if the goal umpire does. Nope.
Good try.
Got a piece of it, didn't he? Let's have a look at what Byron Pickett's looking at. And you watch these guys down the middle. A couple of them will hold. Looks like most of them want to go to the southern stand side.
It's a great shot, that, because when you're looking above, you can say, why doesn't he kick it to so-and-so?
Yep.
All of a sudden, you see it from his angle. It's a bit tougher to find a target.
Yep.
Simpson to Rogers.
He needs to do something. Rogers here, he's given it up a couple of times tonight, hasn't had a lot of it. Only 2 possessions.
Wide to Kellaway. Do you know, last year in round 3, the Kangaroos won 15 goals to 13. That was the final score. That's what we've got, and we've got a minute to go to half-time. It's been a funny sort of match. Archer to McKernan. Time for another goal, one way or the other. Bangs it. Cameron, he could have come across to Rogers this side, decided to play down the line, and McKernan belts it away. He's lifted last 5 minutes. Holland off for young Ezra Poyas. He's only had a couple of minutes on.
That's good coaching, I reckon, by Danny Frawley, just to get him on, let him feel the atmosphere.
He's been rotating the bench a bit.
Yep.
Simpson pushing forward. Cowthorpe held on to, no free kick. Cameron got it from Rogers. Again hangs on to it. Neat kick to Daffy. It's going to get down to self-belief this match a bit, isn't it? Because it's times you want to drop your head because you're getting too far behind, but if the Tigers can keep coming, you reckon we're going to have a close one. Skill error is important. Bell on to Daffy. Nick Daffy's had an interesting night. Plenty of good stuff, but a few mistakes.
Well done by Tivendale there, just to get into the mix there, a half kick ahead, because the Kangaroos zone off, they go a full kick further down the line and they get numbers there. So if you can break them up, just get that half kick forward. And then we have the half-time.
Well, for the 3rd consecutive week, the Kangaroos have had at least 13 goals tipped against them in the first half of a match. The good story tonight is that they're actually in front for the first time at half-time.
They're giving teams an opportunity to post them, aren't they?
Certainly sets the scene for a very exciting second.
A couple of minutes to about 4 or 5. Ezra Poyas getting another run. He just had a taste of it before half-time. He's all set for the 3rd quarter.
And so are the Kangaroos and the Tigers. McKernan in the centre square. Ottens, Grant out of the centre square. High ball inside the 50. Carey worked underneath it. Hewitt, who we haven't seen tonight at all, pushing forward was Shoal. Motlop, I should say. Carey's got it. This will be close. I think he's got a goal. He has. Carey's kicked the goal within a minute. He's got 2. It's been pretty well held. Started well, didn't he?
You couldn't ask for a better start. I mean, he had a bit of influence early on in the match and then started to drift out of it a bit for one reason or another. Didn't quite get into as many contests as he normally would, but he just fell off there. You can see Gasper chasing the ball. He lost concentration. He didn't know where Carey was. Carey just sat out the back looking for the handball, got shot out, and even though he was being tackled from behind, enough composure to calmly slot the ball through.
Lost his way with Carey back in the team, Hewitt. He's very tentative trying to grab that one. He probably feels like he's interfering with the great man's space.
No touches for Hewitt so far, no disposals at all. Hilton gets it to Campbell, up and under a bit. Pickett got to the front spot. Very good contest from Holland. Knights back to Campbell, squeezes it back. Blakey may have to go. Dars. Good play by the Tigers not to give a free kick away. Dragosevic finds some space and kicks another one. The second half starts as the first half took off.
Just have a look at the way the boy Poyas knocks the ball out from under cover here. It's a very clever knockout. This kid is his first touch of the footy in AFL. Just watch him here. We'll get it up in a second.
And it would have been Dermot very easy to give away a free kick from the back here. That's what I like best about this piece of play.
Just watch his right hand. Yeah, he's flicked that out there. That is fantastic. Just knowledge of where he was at the time and who was around him. Didn't even look up at the kid, at the man skirting the pack, but he knew he was there. Well done to the boy.
Well, the 19-year-old got it to the 18-year-old, who's kicked his 3rd goal. He's kicked 1 in every term, Dragosevic. It's been a good contribution. Hilton again getting heaps of it, isn't he? Pike, who had Daffy under control early. Richardson, outstanding in the first half. To Campbell, to Daffy. They've had to work a long way away. To Campbell. He's now hoping he puts it up high in the pocket. Blakey underneath. Well, again, they're not paying those marks. Dragosevic behind. I reckon the umpiring has been really good.
Yep.
We haven't talked about him.
Exactly. When you don't notice them, you know they've done a tremendous job. Gee, that was tracking back towards the goals too. That would have been nigh on an impossible angle.
Great shot of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, that just shows the human emotion on a league play, doesn't it? Oh, Nick's been gobbled up and
Hilton comes away, roars away. Excuse the pun. Knights, normally good with the footy, very good with the footy, to Sampson. Well, it's as if nothing has changed this half-time. I mean, Kangaroos come out and build a goal, Tigers come back. They haven't been in front all night.
And I tell you what, the goal scoring, the scoring is going with, directly corresponding with the centre bounce clearances. Therefore, the most important people on the ground at this point in time, the blokes who get the takeaway.
Looks good. He's kicked his second, Sampson.
You know what it feels like at the moment is that both teams have come up with a game plan and said, okay, we're going to try and take the initiative and play attacking football. We just see a good tackle from King there, forcing the turnover.
Wasted
but they both stuck to their game plan.
Yeah.
They said, okay, even though we're down the Tigers, we're still going to attack. We're still going to try and take the initiative.
A lot to admire about that
too.
too.
And it's working for both sides at the moment.
Danny Frawley sitting back there.
Hasn't been in front yet tonight.
Nope, Darren Crocker with him, who knows the Kangaroos pretty well, played in that premiership, that one in '96 they'd waited so long for. McKernan's kick wide, good mark.
Oh, he's got Hilton on further up the line if he sees him.
He's got him now.
Gee, he can get the ball, Hilton.
14th kick. Archers are back, takes Simpson on, kicks to the goal square. They'll want Richardson. It was a poor kick, actually.
Yep.
Archer's got it.
That's commonly known in the trade as a mung floater. Did nothing, didn't even spin right.
To Pagan, to Pike, outnumbered here, but it is Carey.
Oh, well done.
Belts it. Now Motlop's really good in situations like this. He'll be hard to hold. Bowden's done a good job on him. Hewitt comes in. Gasper, Motlop puts a tackle on. Is that still in play? Because Kellaway's got to run at it here.
Oh,
He's got a paddock. Andrew Kellaway, centering kick is reasonable. Dragicevic on the up. Handball misses his target. Simpson good. Blakey to King. Rebound footy all the time. Well, they're on here because Grant's underneath it. Got it. Motlop running into the square.
He's got Hewitt if he wants him.
Goes to him now. They're lining up and they make a blue. Bell, he must be hungry for the footy because he's hardly seen it all night. Hewitt's in trouble.
Oh, that's just about.
Bell's in trouble. Calthorpe's in trouble. Ball up.
Gee, they made a mess of that. The pass was originally intended for Evan Hewitt. Bell committed to go for the ball, and when this does happen, the man at the back has to call the man in front in to mark the ball and protect his back.
That's exactly what Bell said to Hewitt after the incident.
And Dipper, between them, they've had 4 possessions all night, so they'll both be pretty desperate to get one, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Hilton's had a few more than that. Richardson the target. Magnificent mark. And plays on.
Oh, dangerous kick.
It is. Daffy's dropped it. He was lucky. It was a dangerous kick and he dropped the footy, but
This is a great tackle by Pike there.
That's a break. He's got to go short here.
He's got Holland calling for it in the middle.
Ottens is pushed forward.
Holland a target. A couple of big men fly. Ottens pushes it out. Good stuff by Kellaway. Sampson's a good kick to the front of the square. Knights at the back. Hilton, I should say, has got it. Well, hasn't he turned his match around, this young fella?
Oh, early days tonight, he was almost a liability the way he was kicking the ball. He's lining up now. He's had 15 kicks, 4 handballs, so he's going for his 20th possession.
Most possessions on the ground. And a very clever kick too, coming in from Sampson on the left boot. He had Richardson calling for it in the pocket, almost pleading with him, demanding the ball, but he played the percentages. He kicked it to a spot just out in front of goal, 15 metres out, and Hilton took his man under the ball well.
Kicks this, it'll be the closest they've been all night. They're within a point.
The one thing Rory Hilton is doing, he's on the bike. He's covering a lot of ground at the moment. We saw him up here clear the ball out of defence about a couple of minutes ago. And then he finds himself on the end of the kick here.
You might just be able to see here where Richardson was calling for the ball in the pocket. You can see him at the bottom of the screen pleading for it. But that's an intelligent kick to ignore someone like Richardson and kick it to that spot.
Kangaroos with Dennis in the middle there, Dennis Pagan and Danny Frawley at the other side of the ground.
I reckon Dennis would be saying, get the message out to the boy there, not to drag Hilton up into the thick of play. He's just covering too much ground. Get him last line.
McKernan, Knights, Grant with him, and held up.
Brent Harvey, that is, I'm speaking of, Bruce. Brent Harvey's just coming up around the centre of the ground.
He's had plenty of it too. He's had it 17 times, Harvey.
Yeah, but I reckon Hilton's given him a big buzz around the middle.
Gee, last year they were close at three-quarter time. There was a breath between them basically in their two games, and it's going that way again tonight. Kangaroos won both of those. Knights with one bounce and then loads it up to full forward. Richardson coming from the side, takes a magnificent mark. A screamer.
That one is going to be on bubblegum cards.
At the moment, he is just too agile, too fast, and covering too much ground for Glenn Archer. He led him up towards Matthew Knights, who was streaming through the middle. Then he ducked back for the long kick, and he virtually marked it uncontested because Archer just couldn't keep up with him.
That back shot there, when he caught it, on impact, when he caught it, that shot there in silhouette form will be on somebody's product next year. You watch, somebody will pay millions for it.
There's the angle, just needs to finish it off with the goal.
The champ to put him in front for the first time, misses, scores a level.
Just stabbed at it a little bit. He didn't follow through. He ran exactly where he kicked it. He ran a little bit out to the right, stabbed at it, and just kicked it off the outside of the boot.
He turned 25 during the week. He had a birthday. Well, he's having a big day here tonight. A real big one, isn't he?
As we watch Pickett play on here, you'd have to wonder, I mean, the Tigers, this would be about their biggest game of the last 2 years if they could roll them. And you just have to wonder, right now they should be 5 points in front.
Probably the biggest game since round 22 against Melbourne 2 years ago when they had to win to get into the finals. So it's been a fairly long time, hasn't it? Centre wing, big fly from McKernan.
He needs to come back in the game.
Holland picking him up now.
Harvey taking a chance. Now must keep his eye on it. Clayton pulled off it. Free kick surely.
Yeah, a bit over exuberant there.
It's been pretty good, Clayton. Can you slow down a shootout? I mean, can one team or the other slow it down to make it a bit of a grind?
Well, I don't think they can if they keep attacking the way they both are.
Kick to centre half forward. High tackle on Grant. He's going to get the free kick. That's a bit stiff because...
yeah, they were all up for grabs, weren't they?
The one thing Shannon Grant does do particularly well, one of his real strengths, is putting himself in exactly the right spot every time there's a contest. He comes in front of the contest, and if you're going to get your hands on it more often than not, you're always going to be in a position where you may get a free kick in front of goal.
Ryan Pagan off. Rawlings on for his first run for the evening.
Talked about him having an important role to play at the start of the night. He's had a fair bit of it, and he's kicked 2 goals. So that's his second. 17-5 to 16-5. Richo misses at the one end, and Grant kicks one at the other.
Almost a sacrilegious miss by Richo. I mean, in the nature of the game and the high-quality finishing there has been, even Grant's kick was a little bit wobbly. I mean, it really turns over at the end. You can see it not spinning too smoothly, but got the job done.
Well, the remarkable thing about the scoreline is that the Kangaroos have been in front all night. They have not been headed, and yet we've had 33 goals kicked. Grant got a high tackle again out of the centre. Tigers have given away a lot of free kicks.
Yep. It's just as well they were held up there on that mark. He won't get around King. He's pretty quick, the little fella.
Then gets it out to Simpson.
They're going to have a shot for goal.
50 metres out. Fancies himself. It's going close.
Oh, Carey got a decent bump, knocked him out of that contest.
Going the other way, though.
Holland getting back to take the mark. Just giving him some space, the umpire. Kick wide. He wants King. It's not a good option. Harvey's there. Harvey bursting away again. Then the centering kick to about 40 metres, and Hilton's been magnificent, hasn't he, since that first quarter.
Just put the kick back too far, Brent Harvey.
And then confidently kicks it wide. They've got numbers here, the Tigers should use it. If the Kangaroos can hold them up, they'll be pleased. Tawney away. Oh, bad kick. That's a really big turnover. Because they were away, the Tigers.
And with numbers and space.
Speaking of space, that's what Archer's got. Decides to go long.
Some congestion up forward for the Roos.
Andrew Kellaway takes the mark.
They're starting to get around and do what most teams have been trying to do to the Roos of late. Just put numbers around Carey, because you know they're so well drilled. They'll kick to that zone. They'll go for the long kick, so they're getting numbers sitting back across half-back and making it very packy across the Carey country.
Daffy disappointed because Pike went to Rawlings, who's come onto the ground first run this year. Kicks to centre-half forward. McKernan, well read by King. King's going to kick his third goal.
Been another pretty handy play tonight, David King. 16 possessions, 3 goals. He's really playing on ball and pushing forward. And this is just a matter of staying down where the pack forms. McKernan got his hands on it. The ball came over the back. And you're not going to stop him once he gets his sights on goal and he's got a bit of space to sprint away.
Which team will break first? You wonder which team will give first, don't you? It's 16 to 18. Kangas have got the advantage of always being in front. If they can kick a couple of unanswered ones here, they'll stretch it again.
One out.
Simpson, Carey likes this situation. It's a goal. It's a goal.
All right.
Just did enough, Carey, to take Asper out of the contest. It's probably a good one to have another look at, because I think there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on, but I'm happy to let that play all clear. You can just see the tap coming from Ottens. It was actually half rowed by McKernan. The quick kick came forward, and then the long kick coming in from Simpson. Have a look at the... well, he had the right position.
Yeah, he's put a
he
bit
didn't
of a
push him
knack on
forward.
it. Yep.
Mind you, in that position, all you can do is try and throw yourself around, Dermot, and try and get a free kick.
You take a look back now in time, and the Richardson missed goal takes on significant importance now, doesn't it?
What about Mickey Martin playing up on the wing at the moment, on Ben Harrison?
Yeah, Harrison's not going to go into the full line. He's just going to run through the middle. That's a good option for the Tigers.
Feel like the moment's arrived for the Tigers, though. This is the acid test now, isn't it?
Yep, they've stepped up a bit now, the Roos.
Lang. Oh. Good mark. Gee, that's a courageous mark by Harrison. Guess you always know if you're filling the hole that Carey's not too far away.
What Harrison is doing is he's coming off the side of the square and then becoming like a mobile ruckman, and Ottens is drifting forward.
Yep.
And Mick Martin's now picking Ottens up as he drifts forward.
Kellaway, Martin held up Ottens well to Pickett. Pickett wide, McKernan's in the box seat. Well, that's a big one, but he had the ride all the way on Tawney.
You could see that coming.
Up and under, Scholl underneath it, Carey, Gasper, Carey played defensively cleverly, Scholl works it in front, Harvey, back turn was good, then goes back, loading it up is Lang, close, hits the post.
I tell you what, he is one of the best in close, Brent Harvey, at quickly grabbing the ball very cleanly and just turning out of trouble.
And suddenly it's a 3-goal game again.
Got on top in the midfield again, the Kangaroos, haven't they? Winning it out of the centre and running it through there. And also Pickett's been pretty good across half-back. He's set up a couple in the last 5 minutes.
If they can get this short kick in cleanly, there's a Tigers player who'll be loose on the wing.
Campbell to
Now
Harrison.
half forward, Poyas is in space at half forward, but he's gone back in.
Kellaway uses King. King across,
That's
good
a good
kick.
kick.
It's a great setup, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good kick. I tell you what, you call Poyas at the bottom of screen way out of it. He was out here on the boundary line, but he actually took his man out, and Richo looked around him and thought, there is space everywhere. Where do I go? He just ran to the corridor.
Dermot, what do you do when the ball's coming down like that? You know you can't match him for pace. What can you possibly do to stop him?
You just got to limit where he leads.
Big kick this in the context of the match. They need a goal. 52 metres out, and he's missed. So a lot of shots tonight. He's kicked 3-3 and one out on the full.
I mean, it's almost at the stage now where Glenn Archer knows if they deliver it without any pressure on them and they put it out in front of him, he can't stop him from getting it.
There's the Doc, the former president, great North Melbourne rover, Alan Aylett. Short to Pike. That's what's in front of him. Centre wing, front and square, the Kangas there, and Bell shoots Scholl. Ball played to the back. Andrew Kellaway's handball to Wayne Campbell. Has to concede, should be okay. Important kick, good one from Rogers. That was skilled. King. Duncan Kellaway needs to deliver it. Kicks it to centre half forward. Richardson caught underneath a bit, but he's too big and too strong. Must kick a goal. His last 4 shots for goal, he's missed all of them.
We're going to get a look at it here. Well, he's skewed one off to the right-hand side. He's pulled the other one left, so he's just got to work between the two, Jace.
Yeah, well, he stabbed at one and he overkicked one and hooked it. He just needs to kick through the ball, run straight and kick through it.
Get down the ground view.
So he kicked his first 3 and he's missed his next 4.
It's coming back.
He's got it.
Got a bit of instep on that, and that's what made it go left to right.
It's been a towering performance, really. I mean, he's kicked 4, he's been involved in a heap of others, and he's taken 12 marks.
And you'd have to say that a lot of those marks haven't been just out, mark it on the chest, you know, some good pressured lead marks. And also you've got some grabs like this.
And no one else was able to take a run up and come over the top. Archer lost his touch and field contact, and he just has no chance in that instance.
So Mickey Martin back on Richardson.
Try number 2, doing the rounds.
Well, if he plays from the goal square, Mick won't be too bad on it.
Back to a 2-goal game.
Good jump.
Again, this next goal, pretty vital. King wide, 2 half forward.
Keep your feet.
Oh, well done, Pike.
Very good.
He's been good, Pike, tonight.
Clayton banging it back to half forward. Tigers with numbers, and Hilton's confident enough, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
No contest from the Kangaroos there at half forward.
Craig Scholl, he's only had a couple of possessions tonight. He's just missing completely up in the forward line.
In his defence, he was on the interchange for
He spent a lot of time on the bench tonight, boys.
Yeah, but he's the kind of bloke that when they get into the mix, they normally bring him through and he can pinch 1 or 2 from outside 50. He's given them very little.
Kellaway playing as a checker really on Pike, which is interesting. Bowden got it at half forward. He was good when they were in trouble earlier, I thought, Bowden. Kick inside, Chippendale.
Richardson standing very deep, looking for the last crack at it. There he goes to the open side, and they'll kick it out in front of him.
Good shot that. Mick playing 10 in front of him.
He's got it, Richo. No, not paid.
He dropped the chest mark.
Sampson back to Hilton. Hilton's got a couple of options. Decides to blaze. Not good. It'll be a hard ball to mark, but Bell's got it. 4 kicks only to Peter Bell tonight.
Young boy Ezra Poyas comes off. Burke returns.
Rawlings, speaking of young men.
Nobody forward to kick it to. You've got Clayton running towards goal now with Rogers.
McKernan kicks to Clayton.
That's got to be a free kick.
Gee, Rogers held him up. Clayton couldn't get any momentum. He's outnumbered. Kellaway. It's out of play. Oh, that's very stiff. How does he know he wants to go for a point?
If that goes through for a point, there's no free kick. So how can you pay that? That's ridiculous. You can't say he deliberately aimed for the point post.
I agree with you, Jason.
It's not a lot of daylight there. That's play on.
Yep, he's taken a couple of steps. Does he run out? That's got to be play on.
That's play on and it's
Goes
out
to
of
the
bounds.
banana. Still play on.
He's made a couple of blues
And
there.
it's out in the fall.
Now, once you do that, you look inboard and if you work out whether I'm going to kick it inboard or not, and then when you make up your mind, everything's covered, then you go for the
never
ping.
committed at any stage there.
You've got to commit to it. Have a look down here. They're trying to keep that flank open. That's the option. Break it up. Try and get
he's
across.
got no one to kick to. There's real trouble here.
Tawney. He's run a long, long way. The umpire nearly put the whistle to his mouth. Harrison. Cameron. Back.
Oh.
Don't panic.
Doing it the hard way, but they've done it well.
Bowden
Now
to
they've got the free
Tawney.
man.
Tawney to Cameron.
No risk is a risk, and they've taken the risk, and it's going to pay off.
It's exciting stuff. To centre wing. Then loads it up. Kicks it to full forward. Gasper. Paid it. It's a goal.
No, you can't play on from the mark. You
come
play the
back.
mark. Yep. I tell you what, though, if you ever wanted one to call play on.
What are you saying, Dermot?
It's not the most reliable kick, but I think he'll fancy his chances from here because the backmen love to go forward and kick a goal, don't they?
He's kicked 9 goals in 107 matches.
And wouldn't this be something? Dragging Carey up the ground, taking a great mark and kicking a goal. That would be making a real statement. Have a look at it. It's a great mark. You can see Carey chasing, didn't get there in time. He just needs to finish off this great piece of work with a good kick.
Duncan Kellaway off and Broderick comes back on for another crack. There's a lot of time between the drop of the hand with the ball and the time it strikes his boot.
Look for the follow-through. That often tells you how confidently the kick is.
Averages 1 goal every 11 matches that he plays.
He's home!
Well, if Duncan Kellaway can kick them like he did last year, Darren Gasper can. What a game of footy this has been.
Every time the Kangaroos have jumped ahead, the Tigers have answered. They refuse to give in.
Look, I was wrapped that they took it on and they had a go going out the other side then from the back line. If you just kick down the line, well, that's the end result coming up there. They took a big chance, didn't they, going across face? But it's worked for them. If you take no risks, you're dead in the water. You play a safe game, but you make no runs.
Wayne Carey starting up basically on the wing at the moment, taking a look at the spy camera.
It's interesting, Danny Ford and Darren Crocker were onto something there. They were pretty anxious. They were trying to make a point. Otten's over the top. Hilton took the front running from Grant. Knights was sensational there. Campbell, well, it was a poor handball. Clayton intercepted and then kicks to centre half forward. Last fly was Tivendale. Simpson blocked. Kellaway, Bowden.
Good spin.
Important ball, Calthorpe and Harrison. Calthorpe pushing and shoving. Clayton looks for a free kick and wins it. He was very lucky, I think.
I reckon he bent at the knees, he kept his body straight, and it looks like he just went deliberately high on it, but he bent at the knees and lowered his overall height.
McKernan and Lang, they were lining up. Daffy, good handball to Tawney. Up and under kick, Pickett. He's got the courage. He's taken it. He knew he wouldn't back away. Chance here to Bell. Very quiet for him tonight. Set such a great standard for himself. Little short one to Scholl. Over the top. Bowden can't accelerate with him. Scholl turns back. Handball to Motlock. Doesn't get to him to Lang. Breaks a tackle and kicks.
Missed it. Oh, no.
Gee, there's Calthorpe. A late goal or two, so vital. Remember last year, scores were level in one game at three-quarter time and a goal the difference in the other. And the Kangaroos were able to come over the top of Richmond in both of those matches.
They've worked it out to the half-back line here. They just need runners to come over.
They continue to chip it short, don't they?
Yep.
They're breaking up the play.
Daffy's got it at half-back. If there's been a generic criticism of Richmond over the last few years, it's mistakes, skill errors under pressure. We're going to find out again tonight where they're at with that.
Well, they're going to get more pressure as the game wears on here.
Rogers, Ottens.
Oh, that's a great handball from there.
Just get out of my area.
Clayton's playing a good match. To Bell, to Pickett.
They got numbers forward, the Tigers back there.
Well done, King, to hold them up. And Harvey might use him. Harvey taking them on. Can go himself and kicks to Scholl. Again, a late goal here. Stretches the margin out.
It's a good kick from outside 50, isn't he, Scholl, as a rule?
He missed 3 last week. He kicked 0-3 in that match last week.
The tough thing is he hasn't played a lot of match time at the moment, so he's kicking. Gee, that's not bad for a bloke that hasn't had too much of it.
He's got it. The difference between last week and this week is they kicked 17 goals, 18 last week. They're 20 goals, 7 this week. There's a big difference.
You watch here, Andrew Kellaway charges at him. You don't charge like that. When you like that and it's a little bloke, all you do is bottle him up. If he has to go over you by hand just with a quick little handball, at least give yourself a chance to be on your feet and turn around and chase him.
And there's a tactical change. Motlock coming off and Capuano coming on.
They've only got 3 in the square. If he runs in, they're done now. No one can run in. So it's 3 against 4 in the centre.
That's a bad mistake.
Yep. Well, they've done well there, the Roos. No, they still clear.
No, we're always going to lose it, they weren't they?
Campbell squeezes it out. Blakey off the ground. The race is on. King. They'll be tired, some of these players. It's been played at a frantic pace to centre half forward. Good mark, Kellaway. It's some good play by Gasper to hold up Carey. He's done a very good job.
Yep, super.
To Bowden. In short to Hilton, who's had a big couple of quarters. Kick to centre half forward. Ottens has got it.
They've looked damaging when they've gone short first option, haven't they, the Tigers?
Richardson's in the goal square. Knights is back with him. He's a long kick, Ottens. Richardson goes now.
Mickey Martin's playing his customary 7 or 8 metres forward. He's got a lot of space out the northern side.
Ottens kicks it to Richardson. It's a great mark at real pace, isn't it?
Yeah. The one thing that is going to happen here, watch Richo when he gets up here. He's going to puff and blow because he worked super hard to get there. He gave a couple of dummy leads. He is very fatigued at the moment. I watched him before, hands on the knees.
And you can just see him working at the back of Mickey Martin. As you said to him, he's playing in front. What he's trying to do is make sure that if he does lead, he has to lead out to the side. And at least, OK, he's probably going to get it. It's called play on here because he stepped to the side. But at least he's making him lead wide, and it's a tough shot for goal.
Yeah, I just thought Richo was going to be too fatigued to get an accurate shot away then, so that's good work for them.
Well, we know what a good kick Leon Cameron is.
Yeah, perfect conditions, boys. If anything, the conditions have certainly got a lot better since half-time.
He'd love to kick his first goal for the Tigers in this situation. Had a stutter and hooked it. So we're back to 2 goals, 20 goals, 7 to 18-7.
Let's take a look at the Kangaroos when they kick it in. Get that view down the ground, which is the one that all the coaches have a look at. There it is. See them set up. See Mick just loitering behind Richardson. He doesn't want to go too far, Mick. He's being measly there because he knows if it turns around, he wants to get back to Richo very quickly. That's actually a little bit selfish play there, but he could get used up. He doesn't.
2-1 here, the Kangaroos. Capuano's got it. Started the match on the interchange. Kicks to centre wing, Lang.
That's
and
3
Simpson.
times 2 players have collided when going for it.
Bowden. Hilton gets it from Harrison. Goes wide. Bad kick, Hilton.
Yeah.
Very bad kick. And King bursts away. Tucks it under his arm and kicks it down the line, and that's wide and too wide. So a let off for the Tigers deep into the third quarter.
Big let off that one because they had numbers inside as well, the Roos.
Tawney just can't make a mistake here.
No, he's just got to play safe. He's got to kick it down the line here.
He doesn't know, but there's hardly any time left in this quarter. To centre wing, Campbell. Now if Daffy can run on, still with Daffy. He's going to have to kick it in a hurry. He does. Can Richardson take a screamer? It's bouncing. Richo can't get rid of them. Handball out. It's a goal. Right on three-quarter time. The siren's going to sound. It has. Have a look at this.
They're the ones that hurt you the most in the full head of steam.
Well, it's high excitement here. There's been a lot talked about footy off the field in the last 3 weeks. One thing's for sure, the product is alive and well, and we're seeing a great contest here tonight. Campbell out of the centre. To King. Goes hard and long and shoal flies. Bell's in the right spot. Lang hooks it back. It's close. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. They've done it every quarter. Kangaroos have kicked early goals.
And I'll tell you what, that is a classic example of how much influence that the Tigers supporters have here. You could not hear a penny drop. I mean, when the Tigers kick a goal, they go berserk, and that was very quiet then.
First, third and last quarters, they've kicked goals within a minute. The Richmond team kicked the first couple of the second quarter.
Nothing to panic about for the Tigers, though. This is the way the Kangaroos play. Front and centre, somebody there, snap over the shoulder after the long kick in there. Yet that's been their enemy tonight because they've always gone to the Carey area, and Richmond have got numbers around it. So that's nothing to panic about for the Tigers.
Capuano. Bowden's handball was pretty hot. Oh, Broderick will be down the ground. It's within range almost too for Burke.
Gee, Richo's one out at the moment with Mick Martin.
Doesn't want to
There's
pop
the
it
lead,
up.
there's the lead.
Goes to Richardson. Brings it back. They got the numbers back. Burl wide to Archer, so a bit of a waste there.
Yep. See, they're important centre bounce takeaways now.
Archer kicks. McKernan, good fly. He's had little bursts of brilliance tonight, hasn't he?
8th mark.
Kicks it towards centre half forward. He wants Carey. Big fly. Gasper's had the better of Carey after Carey made a great start. Hilton gets it from King. Wide to Bowden. This is a big play. Blakey had to go for him. Bowden's left-hand handball. Dragicevic. Richardson's leading. He's going to kick it to him now. Can it go over the back? Richardson tries to get rid of. Well done, Mickey. Richardson. Still Richo. Gets a little handball away. Sampson hooks it back. A floater. Ball to be marked. And great mark taken by Burke.
If only this boy had consistency, he'd be in every week and he'd be a bit of a star, but he just does glimpses of brilliance every now and then.
He just showed better judgment there. 2 or 3 of them showed great courage. They were all turning into the traffic. Archer's doing exactly the same thing. He just judges it better. Didn't even take a chest mark either. He had to stick out the hands and take it pretty cleanly in the hands.
He's gone back along. He's got Michael Holding's run up again.
He was a late inclusion last week. Last year he only played one of the last 12 matches, so he had a miserable finish. This would be a really big kick for him.
6th possession.
Oh, he's hooked it.
Yep, badly. For a behind. It would be, there'd be some irony attached to some ill-directed kicking late in the match after all the great goals we've seen early on, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Well, you almost expected, though, to even out what the normal sort of ratio would be between goals and points because it was so freakish early on.
Byron Pickett. He's got Capuano coming to the northern side. He goes the Great Southern Stand side.
Oh, gee, that's a dangerous kick too.
McCartney did it.
McCartney really got him out of trouble there.
Bit of an up and under kick to centre wing. Gasper, Rogers, quiet Knight, didn't give the handball away, had a hurry. Knights has got to be quick, gets it to Harrison. Harrison was a catalyst early when they were going badly. Richardson, well done, Mickey. That's 2 in a row he's been able to put his hands out.
And he's been very, very good. He's assuming that front position and he's just trying to back his strength to not get pushed underneath it.
He got done by once by Richo like that, and I reckon Mick has been seething about it since.
He's taken it personally.
He would have been saying to Dennis, come on, give me another crack at him.
Blakey, it was good play by Capuano there. Blakey to the line and finds it.
It's a good kick too by Blakey because they had numbers, the Tigers, out there.
Well, that David Burke shot on goal, I mean, he took a long time to walk back, and I don't know if I'm imagining it, it's only the 4-minute mark, but because he took so long and just for little reward, it took a bit of pace out of the game from the Tigers' perspective.
It's a fair point, and
they just seemed like they've flattened off a bit now. The crowd's not involved either.
Where will the spark come from?
They've just got to win it through the middle here. And they probably need to chop it away from Richardson at the moment because we're getting Byron Pickett get back and give Mick a bit of a hand on the last 2 occasions.
Harrison tonight, got to be quick. He does well. And then slews it a bit. Important ball that Daffy keeps it. It's going to go wide to Richardson. It's a free kick.
Oh, he just did too much, Mick.
Yep, he had him done, didn't he?
Yep.
King's on, Clinton King decides not to, then kicks to full forward.
Not good touch.
And those skill errors, when it really counts, can add up, and that bad play.
Ben Holland coming back on.
But Burke off, boys.
Let's have a look what's facing him. Oh, that's a good option. He gets the open up down the middle. Runners pass now. They'll keep going.
Rawlings to Blakey. Oh, good mark.
He's been good, hasn't he, Clayton?
Had a terrific third quarter.
8 posies in the third quarter for Clayton.
He's got no one deep. He's only got Bell and Broderick down in the square, so he'll have to hang on to it for a moment.
McKernan's making a dash. Kicks to full forward. Oh, that just came off Broderick, importantly. Scholl didn't quite control it. Tigers have got to hold it up. They can see to behind.
Great slap by Tawney there. If you do get a look at that in a second's time, you just watch Tawney. He doesn't. He knows that he's so close. If he tackles, there'll just be a roundhouse kick at the goal. He slaps the ball out of the hand. See there. Just you've got to be quick to see that one, but he actually slapped that out there.
It's got to suit the Kangaroos if goals become hard to get in the last quarter, because 2 goals is a little buffer, but if they keep free flowing like it's been all night, it'll be nothing.
2 on 1.
It's paid Knights. It was a good mark. King says he was hanging on. Important last quarter for Knights. Can he be a match winner? Not such a good kick. McCartney in the front spot.
What Danny Frawley's done now, he's put Harrison down to the goal square next to Richardson, and he leads very, very early and takes his man. And if he can win the ball outside 50, that means there's at least 40, 50 metres ahead of Matthew Richardson.
Simpson took it out of the air. They got hold of him, the Tigers. Ottens just couldn't get hold of it. Gets it out.
He did well on his knees there.
Sampson, Richardson versus Mickey. Oh, what a mark. No play on. Oh. It was stolen by Mick, wasn't it? Kicks it back. Capuano, Pickett in the front. It's okay now. Pickett just takes them on and then strolls away and kicks it to 50. Lang makes a good attempt. Carey involved. Bowden, well done. To Gasper.
Oh, I got Daffy on in the middle of the ground.
To Cameron.
Daffy's still running, should get the next one.
King's going to get it. He's got Daffy, can't make a mess of it. Must kick it accurately. He does. Daffy. Daffy's got Knights. Knights is all alone.
Look out.
It's an up and under kick at Archer's coming.
Oh! That is just a great example of an aggressive spoil. And didn't you see Matty Knight saying, please kick it a little bit lower next time, keep it down.
And he made sure the chest got him right down the middle of the back too, didn't he?
Oh, that is the spoil of the year, isn't it? I mean, and he was licking his lips, but the Daffy kick was just a bit too high. He's made a couple of, I mean, that was not an easy kick in the end, but he's made a couple of critical errors, Daffy, tonight.
Arch did well though. He played off his man for about 5 metres or so, and then just decided, yep, that one's hanging up there a while.
Once
McCartney snuck forward to the pack here. Sorry, mate. McCartney snuck forward. Oh, he's been picked up now.
Bell, King, Carey and Gasper. Gee, Gasper's been good.
Good judgment through the air, isn't he?
He read that very early and just gave Carey a little nudge.
Yeah, you spotted that too. He's very good judgment through the air.
Carey's taken 3 marks tonight. Richardson's taken 13.
They've got a score here, the Tigers. They're getting it up there, but they just can't get hold of it now.
Well, they're just belting it in now, aren't they?
Yep. Yep. They've lost all that beautiful space they had for their forwards to lead into.
Blakey to Grant.
Nothing on really at the moment.
Sampson coming off for the Tigers. Bowden back on.
Just 1 goal in the first 9 minutes of the last quarter. Carey gives a free kick away.
What they need to do, the Tigers, is get that little chip kick when forward, just a 15-metre, when they're just forward of the centre, and then get the secondary kick after that, go over the line. Here's that one there, just a little short one up there. Might even work again because this has been held up. He's got to go short.
Rogers, they just can't afford to make a mistake when you do that. Carey's frustrated, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Richardson out wide. Now he'll double back.
It's just a long way away from him, though.
They're setting a wall in front of him, the Kangaroos.
Must make a contest, the Tigers. And a free kick to Bowden.
Well, will he be very good early and very good late? Started off very, very well when it was very hot early on.
Yeah, just you could see Pickett put the left hand on his left shoulder, just around the neck as he
helped him climb.
The challenge. Yeah,
yep.
That's a very good spot by the umpire.
This to bring it back to a goal yet again.
You like his kicking over distance to a field placement, don't you, rather than a shot at goal from set
He'll kick
circumstance.
This.
He's kicked over 15 goals in the last 3 years. It's okay. Look at this, the goal umpire's not sure it's a goal. It's what the match needed. The crowd is back involved, isn't it? For the first time in the last quarter, there's a mighty roar.
Yep. David Burke, that bloke we spoke about before, he's gone to the bench. He's just helped himself with a bit of leverage trying to get up there. So that might have pulled his knee open a little bit too on the takedown.
It was a great camera shot, that back angle. You could just see the arm wrapped right around the neck.
It's well spotted by the umpire.
It's a 20-goal game all around. Still 6 points the margin. Campbell to half forward. Daffy has to wait a bit. Knights back to Daffy. Get rid of it. Doesn't. Harvey good. Terrific. To Grant. Grant pops it up high. McKernan waits. Tigers are at it pretty hard. Comes back to Rawlings. Can Carey take a big one? Doesn't. Ball comes to ground. McKernan. Great smother at the back from Kellaway. Back with Clayton. Misses Harvey. Broderick. Important bit of play. Holland. King versus Knights. Knights has got Rogers in board. Uses him. Rogers takes his time.
Good chase by King.
And a bad kick by Rogers.
Well done by King though, just to put him off his balance just as he made a strike with the ball by foot.
Lang was the target. Hilton over the top to Knights on the burst. Kicks in board to Bowden at the back. King. Richardson takes off, goes back. Here's a chance. Bowden to kick his second. They'll be all square if he kicks the goal. It's missed.
You could just see as soon as he kicked it that he didn't strike the ball cleanly.
Yep.
It didn't travel with any velocity off the boot. It just floated.
Quick spinner, wasn't it?
I reckon he just catches a little bit on the outside of the boot. And just a bit of a toe poke.
It's one of those real quick spinners. It didn't go exactly where he wanted. Here he goes. He's going to play on Byron.
Oh, he's got Scholl out wide. That's a good long kick if he gets there.
5 points the margin.
The fine Scholes coming off now when Motlop had come back on.
Who do you fancy, Dipper? You're right down there.
It's too hard to call, Bruce. Come on. Don't call me a whip out, Hudson.
Kangaroos didn't get beaten too often last year when they led at three-quarter time. They were 15-2. Broderick. Just every 50-50 important.
Hold the jumper. He's making no effort. Yeah, Cambo actually tried to grab the ball then, didn't he? Because the player Simpson was face up. All he needed to do was put knees onto his chest, onto the ball, put one hand in the air and the other on him.
Gee, Richmond only came from behind once last year to win at three-quarter time. 1 goal to each team in this last quarter. It's dried up to centre-half forward McKernan. He'll claim it. Now he can thump it.
Lost his boot. Carey goes back to the goal square. Doesn't go right to the line.
He had Harvey on short, but he's going to go back and put the boot on properly. It's just slipped down over the heel.
Yep.
This will build suspense. Will he go back and kick a booming torp, or will he have a drop punt from there?
Oh, I don't think he'll trust himself with a torp here. If it goes horribly wrong and they clear it and they kick a goal...
Dennis wouldn't be happy, would he?
Oh, I wouldn't like to be looking at Dennis Pagan after the game.
But how team lifting would it be if he goes back and just kicks a boomer?
Percentages, Chase, what do you reckon you'd do?
I don't think I ever kicked a torp in my life.
Well, he's going to go short.
He went for the percentages, though. He went for the king.
Tawney, he tries the torp. This is important. This is really important.
Staying on his feet well.
Pickett wins it to Rawlings.
Still got McKernan.
Takes off, bangs hard and high, wants a fly, hasn't quite got it. Tigers claim it, no mark, comes out, left foot's a goal. Peter Bell. Byron Pickett stays on his feet and the Kangaroos kick their 22nd.
By his standards, he has been very, very quiet, Peter Bell. He's only had 11 or 12 possessions, but he is deadly around goal. His skills are great, but it was all set up by Byron Pickett. The most important thing he did there in that contest was keep his feet. As soon as you go to ground, you're out of the contest. Then he moved it on to Rawlings. A quick kick came in, and look at Bell. Just roving the front of the pack, deadly on the left foot.
Back to 2 goals. 37,543 here tonight. It's 9,000 less than the corresponding game last year. Bell.
This last quarter, their good players have stood up, the Roos.
Yep. You just think if they kick the next one, it might be enough.
Blakey, here's a chance. McKernan comes back over the top. Lang.
Oh, he's kicked that. He's
kicked it.
How did he get a boot to it?
2 last quarter goals to Lang.
Well, this is just going to be a miracle goal. I mean, I'm dying to have a look at the replay to see just how, whilst being tackled at full tilt, he managed to get a boot on the ball. You can see the ball coming long from Blakey. McKernan was good, outnumbered 2-1. He grabs it, could have gone to Harvey, but he was covered, so he just waited the handball. Now there's 3 of them, and that's just strength.
He's a big kid. They've got him listed at 186, which is about 6'1.5", but he's listed at 95 kilograms, which is a 15-stoner for a 6'1".
Well, that was great strength not to go to ground.
Tipper, how's our tipster feeling?
17 points, you know, there's 1 kick away from it.
Oh, mate, it's going to be great. I can feel the money in the hand now, mate. The Joeys are going to win. 26 points. Go now!
Broderick.
Oh, that's
Andrew getting excited, but Richardson. And that's a bad kick too. He's had, that's a behind. Richo's kicked 4-4 and 1 out on the fall.
That's an old habit. I mean, earlier on in the game, he'd been spotting someone in a better position. That time, he just tried to do it himself, kicked off 1 step, and a bad mistake.
Should fill in for somebody who's just turned on. Andrew down there with Dipper has picked the Kangaroos to win tonight. And if he gets the right margin, he gets $10,000, and his margin is 26 points. If he gets within a goal either way, 20 to 32, he gets 2 tickets to the grand final. That's why he's pretty excited. McCartney's kick. So the margin at the moment is 16 points. This game's far from done, but 1 more goal to the Kangas would just about see them home, you'd reckon. It's drying up for Richmond, isn't it?
I reckon they've just about run out of steam, though, the Roos. They look like they're not running really well through the lines.
So this next goal could tell a big tale. Where's it going to come from? Daffy. Still Daffy.
That's not a good sign.
Well, he's put Harrison in a one-on-one with Arch. He's got a free kick, Harrison. He's got couple on. Goes short. Quickly. Rogers is a beautiful long kick. And that's going towards goal. No mark to Richardson. He's taken 13 of them tonight, but he must be tired.
Gee, it was a nasty tumble punt coming in from Matthew Rogers. That was dipping and turning end over end. Almost a great mark by Matthew Richardson, but pretty tough one to grab cleanly.
Harrison off, and Ezra Poyce for his first game again, back on the field.
Good faith by the coach to play a young fella in his first game in a tight match, a tight finish.
Centre wing. Free kick to Clayton. Quickly on. King just gets rid of his man. Play on Paul.
He's got an open goal square.
Must have a shot.
Have a look at that kick. He's kicked a magnificent goal.
He was down on his knees celebrating the moment that left the boot.
He has drilled home a match-winning goal.
And that is an English soccer-like celebration. He slid onto the knees, both fists clenched, and as soon as he struck it, have a look at the response from David King as we gets rid of Duncan Kellaway. Well, but have a look at the response as soon as it touches the boot. He said, "Oh, I've struck that great." He's down on his knees celebrating already.
Well, he might be breathing easily, but they're nearly home, aren't they?
Just about.
They had the #1 attack in the competition last year when they went top, but they didn't kick a score as big as this for the whole year.
Silly free kick there by Rogers. Just turned around then, Brady Rawlings, and exposed his back to Rogers, and that's how the umpire deemed it. Poor kick.
Floating kick, but Lang did well to Motlop, skews it away. Burke searching for it a bit, gets back now, did well. Hasn't wasted it. He's got Rogers at centre-half back, kicks it to him. Can use King over the top. They just got to run it down the ground now. He's got to go to Daffy with a reflex handball. He didn't tackle. Had to reflex it and didn't. It comes back. Tawney was good. Sampson goes wide. Slow kick. Slow old kick. Not paid to Poyas. They haven't paid them all night. Back to Sampson. They've wasted valuable time. Kangaroos get some numbers back. Belted away. They're home.
Yeah.
They're home. Rawlings kicks it to Capuano. Bell little give off. Back to Holland. Back to Bell. Loads it up. Loads it up. Bouncing, bouncing. Tawney. Brother Kellaway. To Rogers. To Kellaway. Duncan Kellaway. They've kicked 1 goal in the last quarter, the Tigers.
They've got to go direct now. They've got to go down the middle.
Bowden's on.
Oh, he's come into the traffic.
Campbell to Hilton. Now to Bowden, but very wide and again slow. Daffy's tired. He can't even run for him. Bowden.
Gasper's run his man Carey down the ground.
Tawney. Richo. Knights to Kellaway. To Gasper. Carey's got him. To King. To Duncan Kellaway. I think he's kicked it. No, he hasn't. It's not going to make it. They're tired.
Yeah.
They're tired.
And I'll tell you what, you have to take your hat off to Mick Martin in this last quarter. Under pressure when they're looking for Matthew Richardson. I know the passes coming in haven't been great, but Mick Martin's done a sensational job.
Andrew right now will get 2 grand final tickets if the match finished at this moment. Because he's within 6 points of his 26-point margin.
He's huffing and puffing about it.
He's only 1 kick away, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him sitting on his seat if there's a kick after the siren to make the difference.
That's what faces Byron. I tell you what, it looked like he was over the line then when he tapped that on his own foot.
It's a big play by Pickett about 8 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago at centre wing.
Yeah.
Really big play against Bowden. Carey belts forward. It beat the lot. McKernan. They can run it down.
Great hands.
Rawlings has got some pace. Probing kick is a chance. It's a chance. King. Kellaway, real chance. Shannon Grant's pretty good in this situation. Rogers hung on to him for a long time. Gets it back. King's kicked 5. He's kicked 5. And the Kangaroos have kicked 25. He's on the margin. Andrew, if the siren goes now, gets $10,000.
You've just become my best friend.
Thanks to Cope. You and me buddies.
He is excited. David King has been the match winner tonight, but he had a lot of help in that particular instance. Shannon Grant was tremendous. Shannon Grant roved the ball. He was under the pump. He got the quick handball out to himself, and then under real duress, just snuck one along the ground. Have a look at this coming in. King pushed him off balance. He tackles Andrew Kellaway. In comes Shannon Grant. I don't know if that may have been disposing the ball incorrectly, but then a terrific handball. And why wouldn't Andrew be happy? Does he realise there's still a bit of time to go?
Oh, yeah.
Blow the siren dipper. Capuano to centre half forward. Knights. But the bigger story is that the Tigers have capitulated late in this match, and the Kangaroos have been terrific. Bouncing ball. Andrew will be jumping up and down every time the ball gets close. Suddenly he's begging for Richmond's defence to hold out the Kangas.
Oh,
King,
look out, Andrew.
Lang, still with Lang. Good tackle.
Sensational tackle.
No holding the ball, which is interesting. Cowthorpe keeps down low. Play on call. Grant onto it. Good kick, Shannon Grant, under pressure to Bell.
Running through now pretty well, the Roos, aren't they? They're actually moving through the lines.
And a big last quarter, Bill.
Yeah, he'll hold it up now and have the shot, but I really think there should have been a free kick paid to Richmond for a great tackle on Lang. He had the chance to give a handball. Either way, he had a player either side. He chose to road the tackle. The tackle was just too good. Should have been rewarded.
Yeah, he got rid of it with one hand as well.
Bell from the pocket. Good kick. He's kicked his second for the last quarter.
Well, you find Andrew there on screen. You'll find him barracking for the Tigers.
Frank, you're weak. Come on, score.
He's saying, come on, Richmond.
You're weak. Come on, score.
Well, we're having some fun with the Coca-Cola Court red-handed competition tonight. This is a poor last quarter by Richmond. 6 goals to 1.
See, that's a clever kick by Shannon Grant. Very difficult to do when you're being pushed off balance.
Stiff there, the Tigers twice.
Yep.
The one on Lang and also
on Calthorpe.
Yeah.
Matthew Knights with a very good tackle. He was actually looking back to the umpire.
So 26-8 to 2012. So
have a look at the massive players around the square from the Kangaroos. They just want to lock the ball up.
Rogers to Knights. Very important, Dermot, that Richmond finish off with something here.
Absolutely.
This is a 6-goal game suddenly.
Yep.
I mean, they're marking time again, aren't they?
The good thing for the Roos is it's been their good players have got up in the last quarter without Carey. Carey's had no real influence in the last quarter, but it's been King, it's been Shannon Grant's found a bit of it. Mick Martin down back as well. And this bloke.
It's paid, so Lang and McKernan started the match with a real blaze, didn't he?
He did, but even though he went quiet in the second and third quarters, he has contributed pretty consistently. He's taken 10 marks, and that's the most he's taken for quite a while.
It's been a very good contribution. It's a terrific win for the Kangaroos, but I keep harping on it. This is a devastating last quarter for the Tigers.
Well, they did 2 weeks ago, Melbourne, who aren't in the same league as the Kangaroos, although they got them last week. I'm talking over the season proper.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Overran them.
McKernan, has he got it? He likes it. So Andrews out of the equation suddenly, not even grand final tickets for him for the moment. And McKernan, well, he's had a big match. He's kicked 3 for the night. And suddenly the Tiger supporters are on their way home.
And I tell you what, the scores really don't reflect the contest that's been here tonight. Richmond just need to hang on. They need to fight it out for the last couple of minutes, because all of a sudden they could lose by 7 or 8 goals here.
Yeah.
And they don't deserve to.
And they're a better team than that. I'll just have a look at the boundary line down in front of us while we look at Corey on screen. Rory Hilton, he's just given the groin a little bit of a feel high up on the driver muscle side.
30 touches, dude.
Yeah, they've lost a bit since he's come off the ground, haven't they? He hasn't been there for much of the last quarter. Lost that mobility and drive off the half-back line wing.
Ottens banging to full forward. Archer didn't hold the mark. Mickey back to Archer. Just like the tape's been around a year or two, seeing what we're seeing late in this match. As you say, those good players coming to the fore.
Yep.
Campbell had it ripped away by Motlop. Free kick coming back to the Tigers.
And Peter Bell's been fantastic the last quarter as well, after being just taken out of the contest for the first 3.
Well, they've never been short on character, the Kangaroos, have they? Bowden, who kicked the only goal for the Tigers in this last quarter, and hits the post. Remember back when he ran into
Costly
an
miss.
Remember back when he ran into an open goal when there was a goal
Yeah.
difference?
Really costly miss. Well, they've given up now, the Tigers. They just want to fight it out with spirit, but they've given up and they don't want to get anyone injured. Matthew Knight's coming to sit on the bench now. And just preserve him for another, live to fight another day.
King was held on to, Clinton King. They've got Fremantle at Colonial next weekend, the Tigers, and the Kangaroos have got Geelong at Colonial on the Friday night. Well, Danny Fawley was exuberant, wasn't he, at three-quarter time? We were all jumping around at that stage, but, well, he's probably learned a bit in this last quarter.
Run out of a bit of legs, and overall, there's the big dip trying to get into the action there. And overall, just on several occasions, foot skill errors going forward by the Tigers has cost them dramatically as well.
What about that fitness question that you posed at three-quarter time with them?
Yeah. Well, they haven't been able to run through the lines in the last quarter, have they?
And that is the worst possible thing you could say, Dermot, because you know very well that coaches often highlight things that are said in the commentary, and he'll play that to the players, and then he'll go and flog them on the track, and it's all your fault.
I think they're a bit more scientific than that.
It used to happen like that.
It used to, yeah.
I can't imagine you ever being flogged on the track, Jason.
Well, I was flogged. I just couldn't quite go at the pace they wanted me to go at, Bruce.
Yeah, you were teacher's pet. Come on, tell the truth. Mate.
And when he got out there.
37 points. Unbelievable when you think that halfway through this last quarter it was a 5-point ball game. Burke to Kellaway. Up and under.
Got the numbers behind the ball now, the Roos.
Belted away at the back. Came from Carey. Ooh, that was Tivendale to King. King blazes to full forward. Harrison caught behind. Defends pretty well, actually. Bowden. Rawlings. Rawlings been good since he's come on. He's got a bit of pace. Kick by Daffy to full forward. Harrison well played again at the back. Coming from Lang. Cameron to Burke. And Burke. Oh, has he missed it?
He's hit the wrong side of the ball.
When he picked that ball up, he chose the option to step out to his right and kick it around the corner. He probably would have been better off just trying to keep himself square with the goals and kick straight. You have a look where he picks up, he goes out to the right and tries to kick it around the corner.
Yeah, just cop the body contact for the goal. Yeah, fair trade-off that too.
He's missed a couple in the last quarter. One was a lot more important than that when he had the big long run.
Yeah.
Right up.
And slowed them down too, didn't it?
Pike into the heart of the centre-half forward region. Campbell's got it, but we're just ticking the clock over now.
First kick, is it, for Ezra Poyas in league footy if he holds onto this one?
He has found a bit of space, they just haven't been able to get it to him.
To Daffy. Just a late goal would be handy for them, wouldn't it?
They need something just to hang their hat on.
Haven't got it.
Not going to happen.
36 points. Well, it's deja vu. They won their first game in '99 in round 3 against the Tigers, and then went on to win the premiership, and the Kangaroos have won their first game tonight. And again, they did it in the last quarter.
27 goals, that's a big get.
I still think the most encouraging thing from the Kangaroos' point of view is the form shown by Corey McKernan.
Yeah.
Their big men have struggled. I've actually been a bit critical of them. I think he's a player that has huge raps. We know what he's capable of. He's set the bar so high, it's just hard to play up to that level all the time. But tonight he returned to something like his old form. He was sensational early, brilliant early.
10 marks today for Corey.
Let's go down. Hutto's got him.
Corey, you got there in the end. It was a good last quarter.